Well, but I start the recording and Peyton's not in his seat.
Sorry.
Yeah, I had to get a cold one. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, I'm getting fucking hammered.
On that, welcome everyone. Welcome one and all to our final session for The Curse of Strahd, a campaign that we found out is now 3 years and 3 days old for all of us. I'm your dungeon master, Liam McKinnon. Here with me in person is Noah, my brother. We got Kylah, we got David, and we got Padon online today. And yeah, we got everybody here also watching. This is a pretty big game. So I'll go into the normal bits, I guess. The startup is just kind of going into announcements for things. First of all, the biggest announcement is just being um, that I'm going to be starting up another campaign that is going to be recorded and put up onto the channel here for a Vampire the Masquerade campaign. It's going to be called YEG VMP. Very much taking liberties with that name with the Sorry Not Sorry's improv format. But yeah, I love it a lot. It's going to be a Vampire the Masquerade campaign that is set in the city of Edmonton. The players that I have are two acting
Uh,
friends of mine. One of them was is an improviser from Sorry Not Sorry. One of them is Cordell, who's a good friend of mine who I went to McEwen with. And then Monica, who is a member of the Fuck Stick Fucker campaign. So yeah, Monica is going to be a part of that as well. And then I'm also talking to one other person who's an actor friend of mine named Colin that I want to get to be a part of it as well. We will see if he's able to do that. If not, I'm just bringing out his name because I love him and he's great. Um, Major announcements is just that I'm sure that with Sorry Not Sorry, I'm going to be performing again on the 25th of January as a PC. We'll see which PC I'm going to be. Rusty Nail and Board was a real good, fun character, good times, and we'll see if there's another person that comes up. But yeah, other than that, I started Blood Bowl and it's awesome. That's really all I have to say. Yeah, no, it's just great. A lot of awesome things have been happening in the last little bit. What is it? We had It's a Wonderful Life wrap up. Started seeing somebody, which was fun. Yeah, so things are just good. I'm happy to be here with all of you for this campaign. So yeah. Um, to begin with, I was going to ask if you guys had any major character questions, but I have a big thing that I have to give you guys. I made a flub up
Ah,
in terms of something, and I want to let you guys know. You guys, I should say earn, but you guys deserve an extra 2,000 experience points split amongst everybody. So that would be one, two, three, four, five. That would be 400 experience points more for everyone.
you got it.
Uh, yeah, the reason being is because I had Strahd, he had one extra spell slot. There was one extra spell that I had cast. And I had just lost track of everything there. So I decided rather than like try to like mulligan it or have anything else, I want to make sure you guys knew, hey, you guys deserve an extra 400 experience points. And that is solely for the fact of when Sly turned into a saber-toothed tiger.
So that shouldn't have happened.
It shouldn't have.
Ah,
I'm happy it happened because it was awesome. I did not want
I
that to happen. That was in my notes of like, I definitely wanted Sly to turn into an
could
animal.
you turn slime into a tiger?
There was something, yeah, I was very much like, I want Sly to turn into an actual animal and have that because it was one of the things I was like looking through in the Strahd strategies. I'm like, hey, I've got a spell here. Who would be the best to turn into something wild? And yeah, Sly was the person I was kind of thinking about. So yeah, so that's it. 400 extra experience points for everybody. Make a note for that. Just
Thanks, Dad.
you're welcome, son. Other than that, I think that's really my major notes. I don't know if anybody else has any questions.
Huh,
Lots of questions, but
Only about
Well, I'm
30 here.
unconscious.
Yes. I want to,
Stable.
you know what? That's a good thing. I was rewatching her video and boy, there was a lot that was going on there. Sly is currently unconscious. Vistra, you are unconscious and stable. Kari is also unconscious as well. That is the full extent of everybody, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, no questions except for all that. It's kind
The
of the
last
standard.
one standing is a bird.
Last one standing is a bird.
Well, Eren is still standing, but he's
Oh,
trying.
that's true. That's true.
I was
He's
trying
trying-
to kill the bird.
Get
How
addled.
many hit points did you have left?
A lot. 50.
Like,
50.
yeah, I only had 14. That would have been bad.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, it would have been over if Eren had gotten to you. God.
That was such a small chance that actually
Ugh.
I'm
worked.
still so mad
I'm
about that.
I
Like, I'm
bet.
so happy that it worked out, but
You were so mad.
I
Ugh.
was
You did the right thing. You
so-
got it as far away as possible, and that's
Yeah, so smart. Sorry, Liam. We're reliving the good old days, and you're trying to
No.
get started.
Hey, that's what we're here for. We're here to relive the glory days of the moment when like Eren straight up was walking around and I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking like I was so spent during that. I was like just so like not gonna be doing things, but I was just like, what if I had Eren just like, go over to the balcony and Strahd just give him a push?
Hey.
You would have
Yeah.
been fine, probably.
Probably.
You got all that beef.
Wow. Just wow.
Yeah. I do have all that beef.
beefy boy. Beef
But
cake.
don't push me off a ledge.
Yeah.
Wish you would step back from that ledge, my friend.
It was genuinely one of those moments. I'm like, you were like very much like struggling, and I could see it. I was like, I'm gonna move for you because I know you don't want to do it. Um, yeah, that was a hard one to go
It
through.
hurt. I was like, everybody's gonna die, and I can't do
Sitting there with 50
anything.
not being able to do anything.
It'd be different if I was down,
Yeah.
but like being up and not being able to do anything.
And then being told to do the exact thing you don't
Yeah,
want.
and then he's like, "Go kill the bird," and I'm like,
Run
"No,
away."
I don't wanna."
Deal with that meddlesome bird.
I wanted to ask as well, has everybody leveled themselves up to level 10?
Oh,
No, I didn't know
yes,
that was a
no.
thing.
nope. I had no idea.
Oh yeah, I told you guys that at the end of last session, I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Oh,
But then
I don't
I think I was completely out of it.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Fair. But yeah, you guys are all at level 10.
Woohoo!
I definitely haven't leveled up.
I added the XP and was proud of myself and then forgot to level up.
What do you mean, Squally, you haven't leveled up? Oh, just like you haven't actually done it. I was just like, wait, do you just mean in general? I just told you that
No,
you
no, no,
did.
just
No. I haven't done the things I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
done the teams.
Can you pass me the book as well?
Yes.
Thank you.
Now I get a really cool ability. You better watch out, Strahd.
Oh, you gonna get it?
Instead, I am lying
Look
unconscious.
out.
You better stay down, buddy.
My D12.
Because look out. Otherworldly patron feature. One more
Oh, nice.
spell.
Sorry, just got max HP.
This thing looks like
Oh, the Warlock. No, the Warlock doesn't get a new spell slot. Damn it.
Oh, my divine intervention just kicked in.
I rolled really bad for my HP.
How do I roll for HP again?
You want to be a cleric for your level 10?
Yes.
Then you take a D8 and you add your constitution.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Wow.
I just got an ability where
I
it's
bet
when
I rolled even worse, Padon.
when I use my natural weapons, they have to make a wisdom saving throw.
But
And-
do we reroll ones on health, but not twos?
Nope.
Mhm.
I've never re-rolled ones
I mean,
Yeah,
I rolled one anyways, but
you re-rolled a
I
one?
rolled a 2. It's still +7 because I'm +5 con, but
Yeah. Let that be a lesson to you.
Sorry, it's your Constitution modifier.
Yep.
Shit. Well, I only got one more
consult the spirits.
hit point. Noise.
Yeah.
I can cast augury
yeah.
or clairvoyance without
Maybe.
using spell slot or material components.
82, not bad for a warlock.
Well, we are going to get into that actually, because David, I think some things are going to be changing for you. But
Really?
let's dive into that right now so that we can
Still
get into
have the hero's feast?
No. Well, yes, you guys do, but yeah, it's gonna basically be null and void soon. But yeah, technically you guys still have it. Um, okay. With all that in mind, let's dive into our session today for Curse of Strahd, the finale.
Life was gonna be this way.
Well, when last we left off with our band of heroes, they were in Castle of Ravenloft, facing off against the devil himself, Strahd von Zarovich. You guys had literally faced off against everything that he could have thrown at you, including one extra spell slot. You had faced 1,700 bats. You charged in with an allied group of werewolves led by Zulika. You had faced off against Ratka and a band of Vistani that were waiting. You had faced off against the final surviving gnome vampire spawn that you guys had met way back in Valaki. You all fought against many different images of Strahd, and it was a bleak battle, a long and hard fought one. Every one of you was spent. Every single one of you had lost like every bit of resources you could possibly have. And Eren was down, was charmed. Kari was down. Sly was down. Wystera was down. And Strahd was going to make an attempt to take Wystera's life. And Squally, you, with a combination of Guiding Bolt, Guts to take a chance to run past a Spectre, and sending a Firebolt straight through Strahd's eye, which I felt personally. A lot of hot wax that day. You had sent Strahd into a mist form that was completely obliterated in the direct sunlight of your holy symbol of Ravenkind. And we are coming back to this moment as we are beginning to see a faint new discovery over the entire valley of Barovia, something that none of you have seen in your experiences here for the last maybe like 2 or some weeks. You are all seeing sunlight breaking through the clouds. One of the things that had occurred during this fight was that you all were taking a stand against the devil that had been forcing you into service, embarrassing all of you, as well as trying to conquer your, like, essentially try to take over your intentions and fix how you were approaching things in his land. And you were all acting in defiance of him and his rule over this space. One of you in particular was acting out in defiance in another way. and that's Wystera. I want to highlight this going around a few of you, starting with you, Eren. Your visual perspective being charmed by Strahd, you, in that space, were seeing nothing but a blue, tranquil space of passivity, of almost like utter silence at anyone else's utterance that was not your master's. You were in a place of obedience, and you were in a space where you could not resist no matter how hard you tried. You were locked away somewhere, and a call was made for you to take care of a meddlesome bird. Your vision had you going basically just through like a beautiful looking dining room space with a set wedding dress or wedding cake, and walking through a room that you could see just like a flapping kind of like crow that was just flapping around inside of the space, and you had your hammer out, and it's like, okay, I'm going to take care of this bird. You see that the bird flies away, and the next thing you notice, your vision focuses a few seconds later, and you know what order you were given. You know what you were about to do. And what you see in this moment is Squally standing before you with a fixed intention and like just this focus of destruction directed towards Squally that I don't feel has been in you since the times when Nimble Nubs had taken and shared your soul. And in this moment, I want to ask you, what is your reaction and response to having control again for yourself?
Just dropping my hammer and just kind of freezing and staring at Squally, kind of just knowing what I was just about to do and very unsure how to go forward from that.
We'll give you one last thing. When you see Squally, when your vision gives, there is a sense across your scarred chest, a feeling washing through the veins of release. There is a release that you actually feel, a genuine sense of something letting go of you in your heart and your mind.
I think once I feel that and kind of come to and realize that my head is my own again and see that Squally finished Strahd, I'm just gonna run over to Squally and just give him a big hug.
Squally, you are in a rapt sense of hearing thousands of voices echo through your head, hearing voices of triumph and cheer, cries of release as well, as you are looking out through the broken glass doors, looking out over the parapets and seeing this faint light come through. The sky is very much overcast. It's not like a beating down sun. It is just light rays coming through as if a storm has just cleared. And you see ash, like a scattering of ash along the ground, and you feel as the scream is happening, you feel yourself about to be lifted off your feet. What is your state? What is in your heart and mind, what is happening for yourself?
Squally is completely overwhelmed. Definitely like crying, like tears. Not sure if they're quite happy or like proud, but can I still change color?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Um, he's definitely purple, but there's a lot of mixed emotions, so he's got a little bit of rainbow iridescence to him. He's proud, but he's like he is crying.
Can you go ahead and just make a dexterity saving throw for me, please? Or a strength save, actually. Just a strength saving throw. What'd you get?
5.
5. You are overwhelmed with this sense, and then you feel something like tackle you from the side, and you just feel like keeping you upright, this tiny little halfling squeezing onto your body. Um, you feel all that beef, all that love.
Yes,
Eren
he's
retired.
just sobbing. He just lets it happen. His whole body's limp and he's just just crying in Aaron's arms.
Kari is still currently unconscious, uh, slowly gathering just a little bit of awareness, just not even able to fully function. But she collects herself. She looks up, and looking across the room at all of you, she smiles at the show of love right before you all. And she just, as sly as you begin to come to and get up off the ground, she sees both you and Squally, the two individuals who um, had lost their lives in the very first day, the very first night experience here in Barovia, and there's an overwhelming sense of accomplishment, but also like relief and release of her own hatred that was inside of her heart over her neglect and her youthful, just not knowing, failing to understand what her responsibility was, but being able to look and see how you had saved one young woman, and how Squally has probably just saved an entire valley in their actions. And there is a huge smile. And seeing Eren as well, one who lost his life to the tree, being able to take in the fact that the three of you have all survived this, and that being extremely over emotional for her. And Sly, as you are beginning to come up and come to, you have more scars and cuts on your body than you have ever had before. You are clawed in ways, your teeth are like receding back in after this whole like polymorphing circumstance. You are torn to ribbons, and yet you are walking around. You came here before wanting to have scars upon your chest and to wear battle on your body, to have an honorable fight. As you are stepping up to this moment, I want to know what you are feeling.
As Sly just kind of like stumbles around, like barely being able to like get himself to Squally and Eren, he like trudges there and just kind of like collapses to his knees and like joins in this little hug. He just holds him and just has this sense of like, for the first time, Sly is feeling the closest thing he's never felt it before, doesn't know what it is, but it's like peace, where there's no one else at this moment. He's like, there's no one else to fight, there's no one else to go save or anything right now. He just feels a sense of calm and peace, and it's a scary new feeling for him, but one he's happy to feel as he just kind of like holds the two like little buddies he's got, as he's just like trying to not die.
You look around you and you see that there's a lot of death in this room. The floor is covered in blood. There's so many bat corpses just lying around this entire space. There's some of them were destroyed with the eldritch blasts, but there's a lot that got clipped in the wing and everything. There's a lot of bodies. You see the body of Ratka unconscious. You see Zulika dead and her werewolf allies. You see these like castings of like spectral essence and shadow all around. But as you guys are holding each other, Kari comes over to you all, and she comes and joins in the hug. And sun begins to come through in the glass doors. And you all feel it kind of hit your faces. And there's a real sense of calm and peace. Wystera, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw with disadvantage, please.
I was about to say it's kind of a meme. And then over to Vistra. Con saving throw.
Rolling up in the corner.
Yep. 13.
With disadvantage?
Oops. 9.
Okay. Give me one quick second.
That's not a good
Is
thing.
That's not a good
real
sign.
final boss?
What?
He needs to go get another book from the tombs.
No, it's all right. Okay. Now, I know you guys just leveled up. So I know you guys have like kind of like new hit points for yourselves.
Also, when I got that hit, I lost 4 hit points permanently.
Gain back
Oh.
whatever we got from leveling up, right?
Oh yeah, you get whatever you have leveled up. Yeah, like that's what you get for that.
So I'm at 7 now.
All right, Wystera, you are about to take some damage.
Yep.
That's a lot of dice out here.
Duh.
It's kind of low.
Sudden damage. Light damage.
Wystera, you take 48 points of necrotic damage. 1d10 for every level of warlock that you are.
Cool.
And when you are reduced to 0 hit points as a result of this effect, I'll describe what happens. So you all feel the light on your bodies, but as you look over, you can see convulsing, shaking violently. You see Vystra's purple body scarred and raked, but you see that she is shaking uncontrollably as her hand, her arm that is encased in shadow, is like tearing off of her body and shaking and screeching across the ground, trying to get away and pull the body away from the sun as it is hitting it. The sword, the sliver of Murado that is at the end, it is like screaming. You can see the sword blade itself like kind of like kicking up on the ground as it's like shaking and rattling around. And Vystra's entire body is just becoming one big purplish blackened, like veiny kind of mess of convulsion as she's losing color in her skin. Uh, you are rattling, Vistra. You are rattling and shaking uncontrollably.
We
And a
do.
moment happens.
Yeah, let's run over there.
Is Vistra holding the sword?
No, the sword is just over to the side. Right now, like it's
He's not
like
even touching it.
Okay, well,
yeah.
I'm gonna go over and like kick it as far away from Vistra as I can.
All
Yeah. Go ahead and just go ahead and make an attack roll.
we gotta destroy the sword.
That's probably true, but Eren's first instinct is just get it as far away from Vistra as possible.
Kick it.
Maybe that'll help somehow. 25 to hit.
You go and you kick the sword as hard as you can. It soars out through the doors and begins to go out towards the courtyard. You see it catches midair as it's hovering and just like you see the sliver beginning to be excruciatingly stripped in the sun. Um, the convulsion does not stop on Vistra. I will let you guys know this. Um, well, actually, anyone can make an Arcana check for me, please. Anyone.
Yeah, I will.
That will be
16.
16?
does a 2 get the job done?
The 9 from Sly.
Okay. The one thing that Sly you will know about Vistra's sword is it was a very powerful weapon, but it was it was unfinished. With the 16 Squally, I will let you know this. The Sword of Morado is a powerful, legendary weapon in the Shadowfell. It is a weapon that requires deep commitment to a cause to free the world of tyranny, but it is one that must experience true, like what tyranny is. The blade requires the soul of a truly dark and evil being, as well as blood of an innocent person to be fully forged. And, or, well, yeah, and the thing is, the sword had not had that. It was just a small sliver, a sacrifice that Vistra had made to give away the light in order to wield shadow. And Vistra had made a bond with this sword. And the sword had overtaken Vistra. So much so that it is the sword, like Eren kicking the sword out the window is fine. The sword is about to explode, but Vistra's body and soul are linked with this shadow. And so Vistra is going to die before your eyes. And there's nothing you can do.
That's what I wanted to hear, yeah.
The sword hovers. And
Sorry, I have a superior health potion. Can I use that?
if you want to try using it, if you want to.
I would like to do that or at least try spare the dying.
Which one do you want to go for?
I want to spare the dying first.
You go to cast your spell, but as you go, the shadow has already taken her. She's not dying as she is convulsing. She is dead in this moment. As you see the shadow begin to convulse and wrench, and it screams, "Ah!" And the final words that you hear from the spirit of Morado as it is extinguished from the universe is, "It can never be done. I was so close. We will never know freedom. and it explodes. Vystra's body is tossed into your arms, Squally, as you are trying to cast the spell. Wystra lies limp, pale in her body. The sword, the sliver of shadow explodes and the hilt falls in the courtyard. And you are all left with this moment where Wystra is past.
I'm just gonna run over to Squally and Vistra and just drop to my knees like, what can we do? How do we help? What? There's got to be something we can do.
Nothing I'm doing is working. I tried the potion at this point.
You dump the potion down and you basically get like half the contents of it, and you just see that it's just like streaming out, collecting loosely in Vystra's mouth. She's not swallowing, she's not taking it into her body. Even if you force it into her body, it does not take.
Just we won. This wasn't supposed to happen. Why is this happening?
I don't think we ever fully understood the sword. I don't know. It's not working.
There has to be something. We all got all three of us. I look at slide two. I say all three of us got brought back. There's got to be some way we can bring Vistra back.
I look to Kari to see if she'll try anything or see if she can.
Kari has tears in her eyes, and she's holding her fist tight in her body. And you can see that she's like moving her fingers over. And a little bit of blood begins to come out between her knuckles, as well as, and the blood begins to shift into red mist. And she says, "There's something we can do. Something I can do. Wystra gave me a chance to do this. She sacrificed something very important to let me be able to do this. So I think it's only right that I give it back to her." Kari puts out her hand, and as she opens it, levitating within her hand is like it's in this like red misted orb. There's crushed gemstones that are fluttering through, and they move with Kari's hand as she moves over to the opened gap where Vystra's arm used to be. She places her hand over, and the gems go through her body. And Kari spends her last third level spell slot casting Revivify on Wystra and bringing Wystra back to life. As Wystra, you are lying there, having felt the shadow wrench itself from your body after you had defied her fear, defying the fear that Morado had over the complication of wanting to kill a tyrant and yet wanting to preserve itself, being in a space of, I will push the execution of this vile man until I am fully made. God's knowing how many more people would die. You felt this thing pulling you into the shadow world, into the mist, into the world of dread. For a brief moment, you were there with her. I will tell you this, but I want you to respond, Wystera. As you were being pulled, you had seen what you were fighting all your life for, what you had dedicated yourself for. You see, as you are being torn and tugged, scraping through mud, your spirit is going off to where hundreds have fought and given their names and have been led to believe one thing and not knowing everything else that had to do with what was being asked of a servant. And you have this moment where you can see Murado pulling back, and she says, "We will not be able to succeed." She is addressing every single one of these people. We have failed. We failed, and this one is responsible. This one. And you see shadow beings looking towards you, Wystera. And as you are here in this darkened place with these ethereal, terrifying shadow beings coming to you to take out their rejection, behind you there is a warmth of red mist pulling you back. Is there anything that your spirit wishes to say to Murado before you are wrenched back into the material world?
Wystera struggles to inhale and looks at the shadow legions of shadow creatures that she was going to lead. And with tears in her eyes, she says, "I'm sorry."
You see one shadow fluttering there. It's the shape of a bat-winged, long-tailed, impish-looking creature who stares towards you, vacant in its expression, no personality of the imp she once was. You see twitch one last time.
Don't leave.
I'm where I have to be. Cast away and lost.
No.
It was fun while we were together. It was fun flying around with you. And you hear Twitch say, "Thanks for choosing me. All the others, thanks for choosing me." And you feel yourself being pulled back. But here's the thing, Wystera. A spell of a revivify can only work if the soul is willing to go back. And you have a choice. You can spend your eternity in this space where shadow creatures will make you the ire of their loss of freedom, where they will tear you in whatever forms they can. Or you can go back. Where does your soul go?
Goes back.
You're pulled through the mist. And as you're pulled back, that deep inhale comes back to all of you as you see Wystera, one-armed, lying on the ground.
Yeah, I just continue to hold her and just say, thank goodness she's alive. And I just explain that to everyone.
I'm just like right in front of you guys, and I just again like fall in and just like hug both of you.
Mister is curled into a ball and is sobbing.
Kari holds you as well, sobbing, and just says, we gotta get a fucking break at some point.
I think this is it. We all made it.
Four of us died, and we're all back. That's a break.
It's a big break.
I mean, I don't know where we're gonna have it. We could probably go somewhere else. I don't know. Is that an option now?
I think so.
Um, all of you have an opportunity to get up and leave at this moment if you want. Go ahead and just make a perception check, all of you, as you are leaving. Um,
Nat 20 for 25.
nice.
18.
18? 10?
I see player's handbook.
Yes. See it?
10.
Yes, you can.
I forgot. I get a proficiency.
Is this the moment where we find a cafe and go for shawarma?
Oh,
You guys like look past
the Avengers ending. I like it.
you guys see the room that you are through. You see Gertrude.
Yeah, and to Gertrudia.
Yeah. Yeah. You see Gertrudia. I know it's Gertruda, but it's Gertrudia. We love her. Gertrudia. You see her lying unconscious as well, and Ratka there. You guys are welcome to them. Help them up if you want. But you see the portrait of this woman that looks eerily close to Irina. Eren, you actually notice too that there is in the bedroom of Strahd, there is actually a secret door, secret wall. You also see the fire that has like gone out after the ringing explosion of the shadow. There is a passage that goes behind it. It doesn't look welcoming. I will let you know that. But you do see that there is actually a passage behind the fireplace, if you want to tuck under it.
I'm
You
gonna
also,
point them out at the very least, like the
uh,
passage in the door or whatever.
Squally, I want you to go ahead and make you've got an 18?
Yeah.
Yeah, let me just roll something here. Okay, yeah. Squally, you reach out, just like the essence of your being able to like reach out here, and um, you feel something very important. Going out through that space, um, you can feel a kind of like shifting of large creatures that are in the deeper sense of that room that are kind of just lying in wait in a very darkened place. You can feel that there is something like farther down in that hall if you were to go down there, waiting for something to come through. You get a sense that the castle is not 100% safe. Um,
Hmm.
So Shawarma might have to wait. But Aaron, with a 25, you actually notice something on the mantle of the fireplace. There's an urn, a large urn ornately decorated in this kind of like heavy iron or lead. It's actually lead, and you can just see it above the mantelpiece.
I'm assuming I can't reach it, so I'm gonna point it out. Probably to Sly. Be like, hey,
I pick up Aaron. Hoping to get it.
I will pick up the urn.
All right, you pick up the urn.
Ah,
Do you want
just
to
kidding.
look, or do you just want to open it? You just want to have it.
I'm gonna probably open it, but like,
I need you to make a strength check, please. Can you please pass me the
strength
player's room?
check.
Oh, it's right here. Yeah, I just need to see something. It's gonna be important. We'll see if this actually does work. I haven't tested.
14.
14 is not gonna do it. That's for darn sure. With whatever this is, let me just make sure I know
It's
it.
just straight strength. It's not like athletics or anything.
Uh, so, uh, this would be I would say this is an athletics check, but it is a high DC for this particular thing.
Okay, well, that would change it to a 18 instead of a 14.
18 still doesn't do it.
Yeah. Is that trying to pick up the urn or trying to
No, let's try to open it. I'm trying
kind
to
of
open it up.
open? Okay. So I'm like, really on there. Sly, you want to try?
Oh yeah. Here. Okay. Strength roll.
Athletics. Yeah.
Athletics. Oh, that's not gonna do it. That's a 16.
Yeah, you go. You feel the scars on your body kind of hurt and tinge with you as you're moving. Yeah, no, it's on there pretty tight.
That's nah.
Really on there.
Do we have to try and put it normally? Can we just like
Should I just smash it?
Sly's holding it and just looks for the nearest like cinder block
Sure.
wall and just
Do
gonna
I
like
see this?
Yeah, you do see it.
aim it up.
He's flying Aaron, like so excited.
Wait.
This.
Um, does it, can I see it?
Yeah, absolutely, you can see it.
There's nothing on the edges, like no names, no nothing.
Uh, this is a very ornately carved out kind of like piece. What languages do you speak?
Pretty much just Common and Orin and Ogwin. Aquin.
Unfortunately, the languages are not familiar to you.
I asked Kari and Vystra, do you recognize any of these languages?
Kari does not.
I believe. I believe Vistra does not either.
Well, what
What
languages
are
do you speak?
Common Orcish.
okay? I know Vistra speaks Infernal, but that is not it. So yeah, unfortunately, none of you know what this is.
None of us speak this language.
Only one way to find out.
Celestial or some dumb bullshit.
No, no.
Go ahead and make an athletics check or a sleight of hand check.
Well, sleight of hand to see if I get it.
Yeah, sleight of hand and see if you get it.
Wait, can I combat it?
Yeah, sleight of hand. Uh-oh.
What do you got?
Tested sleight of hand.
What do you got?
What did you get?
16.
Yeah, I got a 8.
So Sly has it, and then he hears you say wait, but he's like geared up to just smash it on like the nearest rock, which is probably like just chuck it at the
And
wall.
Eren goes, "Do it."
No.
Oh, that's like a. He's convincing me. I'm very convinced right now. You better say something really
What if it's
convincing.
the ashes of the woman there?
That's
What-
Irina.
There's a
That's
woman.
not Irina. That's
Like,
oh my gosh, what's her name? I know her name. What's the brother's
Oh,
wife?
Tatiana. Is that her name? Was that her name?
Something like that.
It was a T name for sure.
Yeah, it's Tatiana.
It was Tatiana.
Okay, that's Tatiana, and since the urn is next to her portrait, it's probably, is that right?
I thought Irina was Tatiana.
No, they're not the same person. They might be a reincarnation, but
Hmm.
I'm so
I did
confused.
it. Sly remembers that dude's dying words and doesn't smash his sister's urn. Like, ooh.
I don't know. We couldn't get it open.
Maybe we shouldn't be. Sly has a moment of revelation that maybe we shouldn't be opening someone's urn.
yeah,
Why is it
exactly.
Why
Is
is
there
it
anything else
so
on the
on there? I'm
mantle?
curious.
Is there anything else on the mantle with the portrait?
I mean, there's some like decorums and things. You could probably take a few art objects here, but yeah, that was really it.
Is the urn magically sealed or is it just really on there?
Make an Arcana check.
My last one was a 2, so 10.
10. I mean, this is no ordinary urn as far as you can tell. There's something hokey and hinky going on with this urn here.
Ian Hanky.
Magic people. It's
Hmm.
probably magic.
Yeah, I'm out of spell slots, boy.
I will say,
You know
Squally, you
what's
did
inside
get
really
a,
bad.
you did just get a 5th level spell slot.
Hmm?
Oh, when I get to use it?
Yeah, you have a 5th level spell slot, and you can use it at your leisure if you want to.
When?
Yeah.
Don't use it on dispel magic.
Oh,
Um, well, I have dispel evil and good as a 5th level, but that's all I got.
Sly's gonna be slightly more protective of this urn now.
I just
Like,
really
"Ah,
want to know what's inside.
I can
I mean, it's
guarantee
probably ashes, but like, why is it sealed so tight?
because they don't want to spill the ashes of a dead person.
But it sits on the mantle, it won't spill.
But what if like
Maybe
a
I'm
bat?
overthinking.
What if a bat flew in and like knocked it over?
There are a lot of bats around here.
Exactly.
You've convinced me.
Are you okay? Because why am I like the voice of reason right now?
I just really want to know what's inside.
Most likely ashes.
You know,
Is
you know it's like 99% ashes, but that
walk over
1%.
place and you just pull out some like ash and just be like, here, this is what's in there. Play with that. And he just like drops it at Aaron's feet. What do we-
Um,
So I like his
Yeah.
eyes go wide as he tries to have a conversation with Kavan, but like in his head.
He's like,
It's like, Kavan,
yeah, yeah, bro.
Okay,
Yeah.
I killed a dude with a weird lobster monster hand a long time ago when we tried to overthrow this government, and then we
You killed a lobster monster?
not a lobster monster, but like a guy with like a weird arm claw thing. Anyway, he was like the right hand man of the mayor of this town, or the Burgermeister Meisterburger, and we killed him, and we realized, oh, we shouldn't have done that, but I'd already killed him. And then his last words to me were, "Find her," and I see her eyes, and I'm pretty sure this is his sister. So like, what do I do now? Because I don't want to like. I don't want to leave it here, but it's like, okay, cool, I found her, but that's the only thing he told me.
Sorry, I was just thinking that Meisterburger lobster claws are really good surf and turf, and I'm like, right
Okay,
there,
but that-
man.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's not what we're talking about right
Make me
now.
hungry, man. I'm hungry.
You think I'm not either? I just died like 3 times.
God damn. Oh, jeez. Hmm.
The rest of the gang here doesn't hear any of this. They just see Sly, like, his eyes are really wide and his mouth going up,
Go ahead.
like having a conversation.
Go ahead and roll. You can go ahead and roll an Arcana or a Religion check with advantage. Kavan will give you advantage on this.
Neither of those are good. I'll go religion.
Or I would also grant a survival check. It would be a much higher
better.
DC,
Oh.
but you are getting advantage on that.
Religion would make more sense, but I'll go
I will give you an 8. It will be an 18 with a religion or an arcana, or a 20 with survival.
Okay, I'll still go survival with advantage.
With advantage.
Okay. Well, that's a nat 20 for 24.
Okay. Nice. On a nat 20, I will let you make an additional skill check here for the religion or the arcana, tack on top of it, informing your own mind on this. And you can carry the advantage over with it as well, because you didn't have to use it.
Okay.
Yeah, you didn't have to use it.
Okay, I'll do religion then.
Okay.
So close to another 20. That's a 12.
12?
For
Okay.
religion.
Okay. I can give you some bit of information with that. On a natural 20 survival, Kavan, when you're asking about this thing, this urn and everything, and tying it in, and you're talking about like tying it into her essence, like this, the sister of this lobster man. You think for a
Sorry.
like
That's his sister. Sorry, keep going.
wow, that's the moment that got swallowed.
Can Kylah play Kavan from now on? Is that what it's
Do you want to do it, Kylah?
I wouldn't be able to.
Kavan, in your kind of traction of this, so like an urn is something that many like individual, like you would burn people, like, and he would burn people out of respect, but you and Kavan know something where it's like you let the ashes kind of be cast to the wind. However, being of like tribalistic natures, of tribalistic rituals and tribalistic practices, there is like old magic and old practices of shamans who capture the souls of individuals through having their ashes, like their spirit is cast to the wind, but their body is like remade and reformed and kept inside of an urn and kind of kept here. It's like the idea of like we hold and we lock the material in here, but the spirit is left to be. It's like the practices, you can use it in a smudging, like you can bless people, use it for like ceremonial purposes. You can use it for like leading individuals into battle, because it's like the idea that you carry the body of a general with you, or all of this can be had. It can have a very powerful effect. And you feel as if that this urn, in terms of ash, if this is what you so believe it could be, I mean, you don't know because you haven't opened it, it could be housing a material facet of a being who's long lost, and having that same connection of survivalistic natures, tying it into a ritualistic process and a ceremony. You, on a religion check, you also, in what you have seen in this space, feel as if it is a space of being trapped. Like it is trapped in this one particular space.
Okay.
Um, if you're done talking dude bros.
Hold that thought, Kylah. So in Sly's head, he starts having this deep conversation with Kavan, but to everyone else, he just sees like this like glazed over look on Sly's face. He's just kind of
Pretty much.
this is a long shot. Can you talk? Can you like reach out to any other like spirits, guys? Do you know? Can you like link up with anyone?
I'm not a like I mean, I'm like in your heart and your soul, so
Yeah,
it's
but
like
like,
we're sharing that. So can you do that? Because I got nothing on
well,
that.
I don't know. I didn't know I could talk to you, and here we are.
Well, I mean, yeah, it is a pretty good place to be, but I'm clueless on this whole front as you are. I don't
Can
even
you
know how this whole thing works,
try?
kind
Can
of.
you try reaching out, like through the grapevine, see if you can connect to love?
Yeah, okay. Give me a second here. You
Hit
just
your
begin
hands.
you just begin to hear this like effortful like ooh like kind of push and like pulling like he's just like physically like a spirit is physically reaching. You get that thing in your own body, you know, like when you're asleep and then something twitches, like
Yeah.
you get that. Like you just shake.
So I just like glaze face in his arms.
That's it. You guys are beginning to think that Sly is possessed all of a sudden. Like it's that moment in Hereditary where like Noah Wolf is like possessed and you're like you're just looking over.
So I like just like
I'm up in his face, like,
again. I'm just gonna look at you guys and go, okay, yeah.
Um, anyways, maybe
okay.
keep this, and I really want to find Irina if we can. I have no idea where she would be, but she's here somewhere. She has to be. But there's still a lot in this castle that I don't think is liking that we're here and that will most likely try to kill us. Has anyone seen or heard of anything while I was in the accountant's room from Irina? Anyone like since the wedding? Has anyone seen her? I haven't seen her since the wolves kidnapped me and her brother. I assume. I assume he's still somewhere.
Mm.
Do you think she might still be in Barovia then?
No, they were definitely taken and brought here with me. There's no doubt. They would have had to.
I mean, I never saw anything, and we didn't hear anything in the dungeon. We could go there, but I don't want to. I mean, I know this is gonna sound bad. I don't really feel like I could risk that.
Question. I don't know anything about the Ravens or any of the dinner, right?
No, you don't.
Holy shit. That's sad. Okay, I know nothing about them. I'm gonna bawl my eyes out when I hear about that. But anyways, okay, Smalley's just worried about Irina right now.
Okay.
You guys haven't seen her or her brother in the castle at all. Well, we should go look for her. Nobody saw her name anywhere or anything, you know? Anyone?
Vistra, up to this point,
I was gonna look at the rest of the party.
No one's seen anything. It's
Kari's
fine.
like, no, no.
um, Vistra has been in the background. She sort of staggered to her feet and then noticed she was missing an arm and fell back down. I went, ah, fuck. Then stood back up, tried an Eldritch Blast. What happened, Liam?
Nothing.
So
Nothing
again,
happened.
says, oh, fuck, not again. So then she decides that she wants to do something useful, pulls out her crossbow, then figures out she can't figure out how to load it without her second arm. So, so meanwhile, while everybody's been staring at this urn, she's been sitting on the floor with her feet between the wood part of the crossbow, trying to load the damn thing. And all of a sudden, she hears Squally say this and says, "Uh, I believe we saw something in the crypt."
What did you see?
I think it was a coffin, was it not?
Was she inside it?
I think she might be.
Well, maybe we should start there.
I was a little dazed at the time, but I think it is a good place to start.
Sorry,
All right.
did you end up saying what happened to Gertrudia? Or Gertruda, sorry.
She's unconscious in the space with you guys. Her and Ratka.
Okay, Squally kind of looks at them. Should we do something about those two?
Kari's gonna go over and lay on hands 1 point of HP for both of them so that they are able to get on their feet. They are both rough. And you see Gertrudia is just like, oh, 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 where, where am I? Where's my mom? Where's my mom? Where am I? And she just kind of starts hyperventilating. Um, and then Ratka is the opposite. He knows exactly where he is, and he's having trouble lifting his head up to look at all of you.
Who's your mother?
She's she's in Barovia. Her name is oh name isn't here.
Her name is
Go through my mind palace. I didn't go back to my happy place. Uh Goodness gracious. Um Gonna hate me. Name is Mary. Her name is Mary. She lives in Barovia. Oh uh you guys know who Gertrudia's mother is. She was a person that you guys had seen your first time. She was crying and wailing before about her lost daughter, and there were
Oh,
charcoal drawings and everything around um her home.
And we can likely help you find your mother later, but do you know how you got here? You're in Castle Ravenloft.
I'm in castle. I'm in I'm in the castle. I'm in the castle.
I think you've been here for quite some time, but we're not sure why.
Oh, 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 I want to go home. I want to go home. I was someone must. She kind of gives a silent scream, and she just kind of like you can see it on her face. She's reliving the moment of like realizing what has brought her here and what got her to the moment before everything. And what you see is her just go pale with horror.
Vistra gets up and goes over to Radka. Radka, take care of her. And I point over at Gertrudia.
Yes, yes. And he stands up, grabs his scimitar. He goes over to her. It's like, child, it's all right. Come here. He's gonna place a hand on her shoulder.
I make a motion to the rest of the party to go to the crypt.
We gotta ask him what
Yes,
happened.
Squally's given him one of the like disappoint, like just like when someone's really disappointed in you, just he's just dead staring Ratka, looking with this deep disappointment in what had all just happened. Squally ain't happy.
Well, Aaron's gonna say something. Aaron's like, what happened? I thought we were on the same side, and then you tried to kill us all.
Here is a he goes to say something poignant and he stops and he says, Fate has tied me to this place as it has tied all of my people and my family. And I was afraid of turning my back on fate.
Well, your people are free now, no thanks to you.
Vistra sighs and goes, "Yeah, I know the feeling."
Also, I'm sorry for the language. That's a bullshit excuse.
It is. And they are not free because of me. They're free. I don't think we are free, but others are because of all of you. This one in particular. And he moves with Gertrudia.
Hmm. I don't know what he means by that, but I don't want to take the time to find out right now.
I hope you can make the most of this chance that we gave you. Because we could have killed you and we chose not to. I thought you were our friend.
Maybe I still can be. Looks back. And with shame, he moves away from to the door.
Did he move away from Gertrudia to do that?
No, no,
I don't know.
she's with.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Um.
Okay, let's go to the tombs.
Uh. You guys all begin to make your way down through the tombs. Hmm.
Also, we bring the urn with us.
Okay. Do you guys want to
so I
also?
like clutch in the urn.
Do you also just going through because there's a few things here? Do you also want to be like collecting your what is it called? Collecting the money that you had left before in the treasury vault?
Probably a good idea.
Yeah.
What happened to Strahd's body again?
He's turned.
Oh,
It
turned.
burst and exploded into.
Nobody.
No, nothing.
No, nothing. Oof.
Nobody, baby.
Oh man,
Uh,
should we inspect the room a little bit more to see if we find anything else or anyone? We might find.
Uh, did you want to make an investigation check?
I do, but I don't want to go in the direction of the creepies that you had alluded to.
Oh, sure. No, I'm talking about going back like in the that accountant's room and then going to the crypts kind of thing. Do you want to do that?
I do want to do that. I'm sorry, I'm asking the party if we should look around the room that
Oh,
we're in right now before we go.
oh, I see. I see. Thank you.
I don't know what you guys think, but
I'll just say, if you want to look around, I'll look around with you.
I don't want to miss anything so that we can find these last few people.
Vistra's looking to anyone else of the party to make decisions at this point. She's still pretty rocked.
Okay, let's make a
Eren's just gonna start looking around. Be like,
Yeah.
where do you want me to look?
quick investigation.
Sure. Make an intelligence investigation check.
Can I just assist?
Yeah, you can give the help action. Sure.
Yeah, because I'm helping with the investigation, and I'm assuming your investigation's higher than mine.
It's 0.
Oh, mine's also a 0.
Do I get advantage then?
Yeah.
Help action. Nice. 20. Nat 20. I rolled a 17, so the advantage help.
So I will make if you're making a nat 20 roll, I will allow that investigation. Like you guys have the time to be able to look through the entire castle if you so choose. I will let you know that the more you look, the riskier it can become. But in terms of this area that you are currently in, you notice first of all the books that Strahd has in the study itself, like the bookshelves. These are actual fully like made tomes. Like the books in here are like beautiful. Like they are, some of them are covered in blood, but that being said, it's a wealth of knowledge in here. There's like so many unique actual books that you could get a pretty penny for. I mean, to be able to get all of them out of the room and everything would be a process, but like you mark out that if you were to sell this to collectors, mages, scholars, this is a whole wealth of knowledge here. It's probably a library that's at least worth 80,000 gold pieces.
Okay.
Um,
Them.
yeah. So it's a big library. You also see in the room next to yours by the like kind of the room where like the dining hall, you notice that there is a lute that's covered in dust. This is actually a magical instrument of the bards called a doslute. Dosslute.
Would Vistra know this?
Would you know that?
Besides
I'd
just
say, oh yeah, I would say yes. I'd say yes.
Vistra, yeah, Vistra goes sort of a little bit of a gasp and goes, yes. And she goes and grabs it. She remembers stories that her mentor used to tell her.
You
Oh,
guys also see that there's the standing harp in the side there. And yeah, you just see that there's the harp also in the corner.
Vistra goes over and swishes her fingers over it. Does anything happen?
Yeah, just get a lot of dust off of it right now.
Okay.
Scully, you kind of hear a little chuckle around you, like a little. One thing you also find is that there is a little cake figure on the ground in the image of Strahd. Like you see that there's a groom that is just on the floor.
I pick it up.
Okay.
I also try to look around to see who's giggling.
You don't see anybody, you just hear the voice.
Did Vistra hear it?
No, Squally
Okay.
does.
Okay.
Okay, I look at the thing.
Okay. It's a groomsman to go up atop a cake.
Hello? Is someone here?
Make a persuasion check.
Ah! Sorry, I dropped it. Persuasion will be 13.
You just hear a little chuckle back. And that's it.
Is Squally the only one hearing this?
Yes.
Interesting.
Uh, is something amusing? At this point, I'm just talking to myself, but
Yeah. You are just talking to yourself.
um, Eren,
Squally.
What did Nimble Knobs sound like?
Nimble Knobs.
Was he a man who chuckled?
Chuckled.
I'm hearing a chuckle.
I, I don't think he chuckled. He had an accent.
What kind of accent?
He was like Irish or Scottish or
Does that exist in?
no.
Um, hmm. I look at my idol that I'm wearing,
Stop laughing at me.
like
Yeah.
the kind, and I say, Hello?
Don't hear anything.
Okay. I keep looking around at things.
Sure. Nothing aside from what you found here is of major note for you that you notice.
I just like that very much. Okay, we should start making our way down. Everyone be on high alert, though. I don't think the castle is quite safe yet.
That's not what I want to hear.
I mean, this castle has tried to kill us many times.
That is true.
So, you guys traveling down, first going to the accountant's space, you'd be able to pick up what you can there. Squally, do you have the numbers that you found in that space or no?
I do. Just one second.
So as we're going along, Sly's gonna give the silver short sword and hilt back to Wystera, so she has something in case you get jumped.
Thank you.
Seeing the crossbow made Sly sad.
I found 10,000 copper coins, 1,000 GP times 2 chests, 1,000, oh my gosh, and 500 PP in one. Sorry.
Uh,
That sounded weird.
there were two chests. There were
Platinum.
two 1,000 copper pieces, and then there was one that had 1,000 gold pieces.
hmm
Yeah. Did you find a book?
Yep.
Okay.
It's very spongy, and it's a book of dieting and recipes.
I will tell you on an investigation of natural 20, you find out this is actually a book of it's a manual of bodily health. Essentially, if somebody dedicates 48 full hours to reading it, they increase their constitution score by 2 permanently.
Ooh.
And this can go over
Like,
20. Like this
Can I
can increase beyond.
can I read that?
Certainly.
I'm kind of on a health thing lately.
Kari's like, when are you on a health thing lately?
And, you know,
I hand the book to him.
All right, so Eren has that manual. All of you begin to go down into the catacombs, and you are brought to this space, still very ominous. You all see what you guys were talking about. There is a crypt with the name Irina Kolyana Bride that is just right up on the slab. I will let you know there are still bats here. Like you guys are aware that this place is still pretty dark and there are bats still in this room.
Yeah, we're extra quiet.
There's a lot less bats, but there's bats still.
I would like to go to the tomb and open it up if we can. Is it going to make an awful lot of noise if we try to open it? Like, are we
You guys
gonna...
know it's an athletics check to make sure you pick it up and make sure that doesn't make a big slam when you lift it. So let's do that.
Go towards the
I'll
beefy
go
boy?
with.
Yes. Prepare
Baby boys.
in case something bad happens.
It's just bats.
What if something is in the tomb and in their
Irina was in the tomb.
what?
If she's in there, we have to get her out.
What
We
if
do.
she's
Oh,
What-
just open it.
what if I've died 5 times already? Don't want to
Sorry.
die again.
Are you just saying all this while you're like hugging the urn?
Yeah. Have it like tucked up, like just like sitting there, like
Give me
I
the
don't-
urn and help open the crypt. I will keep it safe for you and I will give it right back.
it's not about.
I'm
It's
gonna
not
open
about.
it.
This isn't about the urn. This is about us dying. Wystera lost an arm. Can't shoot those fireball things anymore.
Hello?
We need
So we're down. We started this whole journey with 10 arms. We've lost 20% of our arms. Now, no, I'm not pointing any fingers. I'm not blaming anyone.
That is offensive.
Yeah, neither is Mr. and Eren now.
Sacrifices needed to be made.
Like, we need to find Irina.
But ideal? No. But I digress. I'd rather us not lose any more arms or
I'm just
anything
gonna
worse.
start opening the
Yeah, can
tomb
we
while
please-
Sly's
Can you
Percent
guys
of this
help?
died.
Vistra watches the bats.
Kari goes, Sly,
Am I crazy or
Sly, it says wife. What if she's in there and what if she's in a wedding dress?
what if she's turned?
What if she's in a wedding dress?
I don't want to see that ugly ass thing.
What if it's a better dress than the one we saw before?
Well,
What
that
if it's
just
your
means that
dress?
it's better than mine then. It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be. I didn't get a chance to finish making that one.
What if there's materials to make a new
There's no wedding happening, so what's the point?
They don't know that yet.
I just
Yeah.
open the crypt, please.
I'm already trying to open it.
Make a roll for bats, just to see.
This is what I'm talking
No
about.
bats right now.
Fine, we'll open it.
What is it?
Slide
An athletics check?
It's an athletics check, and it's with advantage if you want to help.
What's your athletics?
+7.
Okay, yeah, you go for it then. It's the same with advantage. So it's like how
17. 17? Is that 17? 17?
Thank you. That. Yep. You slip it and you slowly scoot it. You
What?
go, and as you begin, like you guys see, there's nothing inside of this room. Like there's no body, no nothing.
Like it's just empty.
It's just empty.
Oh. Okay, we have to continue searching the castle.
Wasn't this the room that was like filled with like coffins before?
This is just a general like crypt. So you guys are in the space here. The crypts that you guys had been for before. This is like the ones where you had seen where Eren got electrocuted. There was like that stuff there. Yeah, you're looking around and like this one in particular, like there's like here, I will yeah, there is looking through it. There's not anything inside. Like if you want to go inside to look, you can, but that's kind of it.
I thought there was that room that we had to move the crypt wall before that had like all the coffins. And...
That was in Valaki. That's a totally different place.
That is?
Yeah, Valaki is where you guys like went before.
No, not the dressmaker. There was that one place where I had to like.
Yeah, the coffin maker.
The
Right?
coffin
Or
maker.
not. This
Yeah.
is different.
Oh,
We were in the
okay.
castle.
Yeah.
And there was like a bunch of bats in the ceiling.
Yeah, this is it.
This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
it.
Where we got
This
the
is it.
There's a slab in there, but there's nobody in it. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
before you guys had seen that there was other places, but this one is just
Oh, okay.
is empty.
Sorry, I forgot how it looked.
Squally immediately turns to start going to look around the castle. Like he is so determined to find Irina.
Where does your exploration take you? Do you want to explore more of the crypts, or do you want to go somewhere different? Where are you kind of looking?
Yeah, not the crypts. So we leave the crypts. Maybe let's go to the chamber with the crystals so we can float around the castle and try to find where she might be. Or what if we go to what was the dude we fought? Radvan
Well, that was down in the very, very basement.
Rahadin's. Well, we're in the crypt, so Rahadin's space.
You want to go to his study?
Yeah.
Sure, you can go to his study, absolutely. Yeah, totally fine.
I don't
Um,
I don't like the way you just said that.
you don't have to like the way I said it, but it's fine. Okay, so let us see here. Okay, so I don't know why I was just like looking around. I was like, Okay. Anyway, so you go into Rahadin's office. Let us go there. Looking around, there's nothing in this particular room. Nothing draws your eye coming into his office as being something that like really draws your focus as being like important. That's not something that you're like looking through and being like, this here, there's no secret chambers, no secret passages. The one way that you get there, there's a moment where you are like there's a set of stairs that you go up towards. As you're walking up the stairs to go to the office, you do see something alight behind you.
I look at the light. I turn
Turn
around.
around and you see Strahd standing right like above you. You see his actual like form right towards you as a cold blue light flashes in his eyes and fire goes into his hands.
What the fuck?
Literally.
Yeah, actually, it's actually him.
He's lunging at Squally.
Oh, you just see him ignite fire into his hands. Yeah.
Are we rolling initiative?
Can I try and stab him with my?
Sure. You want to stab him? You
Yeah,
want to stab him with
plus
spear?
spear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead and make an attack.
It's not real.
I didn't know that.
Because we're not
Uh,
rolling initiative.
6.
Yeah, you go and thrust it, and it goes right through the heart, and it just like kind of bleeds off, and then the image is gone.
Huh.
Nailed it.
Yeah, bro. Freaking
kill.
nailed it.
Good kill.
Anyway, you go up the stairs, you open the door, you're in Rahadin's office.
So I just looks at Squally like you're not the only one who killed Strahd.
Polly rolls his eyes a little bit. It's like, sure, sure.
You just hear in your
Pops.
mind like, we got it. Nailed it. You go inside and there's nothing there. Squally, I need you to roll a d20 for me, please.
Uh-oh. 17.
17 wolves.
17 wolves.
Okay, 17. You're still safe to go around the castle for now.
Mm,
Eren goes, wait, do you think the secret room and the passage behind the fireplace, do you think maybe she was hidden in there?
it's possible.
Maybe it's a secret spot.
I felt like there was something not so good past that way, but
That's
it's
probably the point.
do you think we should rest before we deal with anything else in this castle? I just don't know where a good place to rest would be. What time of day is it?
It's
With the sun in the sky, we
You'd
can
be able to
actually.
tell now.
yeah, it's actually kind of like coming in late afternoon.
That's a
Was the
switch.
wedding this morning?
Yes.
Holy shit. So the wedding and then, okay. I'm tired. I'm so tired. Sorry, Squally, so tired. Um, maybe we get some rest up in the chamber for now, lock the doors, and then we can tackle that next. I just fear we're so weak, and I kind of look around at the party. We need a moment.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Okay, we make our way back to the
Okay. You begin to make your way back to the chambers. As you are making your way there, you do run into somebody. As you are beginning to ascend the steps, you see running down the stairs, like pale skin, his swept back hair, like long blonde hair pulled back, staring
Wait.
right at you. He says, "Is it true? Has it come to pass?"
look him dead in the
Look
eye.
outside.
Yes, it's true.
Wow, I must admit, I'm impressed. I didn't think you would all survive that ordeal. But you are always a bunch of tricky people, aren't you?
Do you know where Irina is?
Irina,
The bride.
the bride. Well, there's the dead corpse in a wedding dress up in the chapel right now. I don't know who's going to clean that up. Um,
You're the maid, are you not?
quite.
True.
No, I don't. This individual of his obsession? No, I don't know where she is. She's not here, at least not to my knowledge.
Do you have any idea of where she could be? Do you mean here in this castle? She's not here.
Why are you asking questions about this one woman? You have just slain the devil. Rejoice, friends.
We need to know who
W-
this woman is, and we need to know now.
Yeah, thanks for the help with that, by the way.
Well, I think I did overhear something. I can tell you about that if you can tell me something that I'm looking for.
Sure.
Well, now that the devil is gone, I'm free. And I'm very interested to know exactly how it was that you all were able to defeat him.
Together.
Oh, that's cute. But really,
One of those things where he kind of had to be there.
Ah, I'm sure. I'm sure. I'm very curious. In your travels, did you happen upon anywhere that could have told you exactly what his power was?
Why, do you want it for yourself?
Oh, give that sweet little girl a prize. Or maybe give her a hand. I think she needs it.
Unfortunately, no. We have no idea.
He just spoke for the party there.
Yeah.
No, we have no idea.
Hmm.
Why would we tell you where you could get Strahd's power?
Well, we don't even know what his power was to begin with.
Well, let's just say when he embraced me a long time ago, he made me a promise that he still has not been able to keep. And I want to take advantage now of this time to find out exactly what he is hiding in this valley.
Well, perhaps now that he is gone, it is gone too. So good luck.
Hmm. I'm wondering, where are you all happening to stay for the night?
You still haven't given us the information we need.
Of course. Huh. But now I'm wondering if we should just wait until nightfall. Might be very important, you know. If it's so important, maybe we don't have to, rush it. Could actually enjoy our companies, you know? I feel bad that I wasn't able to spend time with you all before. Now, could maybe spend it with you at this moment. I mean, I guess I could tell you if you want to know. I overheard some of those wolves talking about how these two ran off into the forest and how they were going to be, oh, I don't know, torn apart, limb from limb, used as rugs or something like that.
Hmm.
But I'm sure that all of you are capable of, like, searching through the woods yourselves. You know. I think it's also a kind of thing that if you want to know where she was, you really had to be there.
Oh, he's funny.
I guess when you clean up after people for a living, you have to develop a sense of humor.
I turned to everyone else and I just said, look, Stanimir was waiting for me in the woods last night. I don't know if he's still there, but maybe he can help us find them.
Sure, I'd rather be anywhere other than this place right now.
Exactly.
Well, you see Esker begins to walk kind of past all of you. He kind of crawls along the wall to get around, and he says, this place is going to be very lonesome without all of you here. And I have to tell you, you all did a very remarkable thing. Just mind your step. You never know what's lurking around the corner. And he just begins to kind of come back, going into the catacombs himself.
I
Good.
don't like that.
I have a feeling we should be out of here by nightfall. Yes.
I feel we need to leave now.
Sure. Is Esker just walking away?
Yeah, walking away, going down to a different
Hey,
corner.
you know we'll kill you if we have to, right?
You know, I'll do the same. But maybe I'll keep some of you alive. I'm certain that you are all keeping something from me. I don't know
You know
what.
you just killed Strahd, right? You're like middle management at best.
Hmm. Think of how wonderful it would be to all of his brides to find out that I was responsible for killing the one that killed him. I wonder who they would go to after that.
Would you be telling them this in a maid costume?
It's a good
Do you want to
question.
make it for me?
Hmm?
Do you want to make it for me?
I was wondering what Eren said.
That was a
I
good
said that's a
question.
good question.
Sorry, did you say something?
Okay. Cheeky. Fun.
Is he still walking backwards? Like into the
No,
shadows, like
Walking?
he's just staying in the
He's
door,
still-
looking at all of you.
Hey, idiot, your shoes are tied.
Got something on your shirt.
Going to miss
See
that
Esther
one.
you see Esther in his vainness like looks down and he's like goes and actually ties his shoe at the moment and then he's like does it up.
I'm gonna walk up to him and like look up at him and just look down and untie his shoe.
Jeez.
Sly and Eren just turned into bullies. Nerd, give me your
Shoes
lunch.
untied, you nerd.
Walking in the dark with an untied shoe.
You
bitch.
see he takes the claw and hooks it into your nose, Aaron. And you can just feel a sharpness inside and he just says, if you stay here and I do find this power, I'll happily tie the knot between you and myself, friend.
In that instant, I am going to use my holy symbol.
And while it's happening, I'm gonna untie his other shoe. I'm together.
1 second.
Got him.
You're using your holy symbol?
Yeah, just 2 seconds. Sorry. Let me just decide which one I want to do quickly.
Sure. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check, Aaron.
Please pass this.
That's
Please.
fair. 9.
Oh, yeah, you
Oh,
don't. You just get them untied. You want to give them advantage?
Yeah, can I
Sure. You two schoolyard bullies
Yeah.
coming up over.
I get advantage.
Get right up in his face.
We got a fucking pencil. We're gonna do
Oh, I
that.
rolled even worse.
Just like regular bullies.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna fucking pencil?
He,
I
put,
know
he puts his finger in your
regular
nose.
I put my claw in his nose.
Yeah,
Now
you
what?
guys just got fingers and noses.
Oh, big
Okay,
man.
I have 3 charges left, so I'm going to use the turn undead feature.
Okay,
Um,
sure. I roll a save on that.
Roll a wisdom. Oh, sorry,
Oh.
no, you don't. You don't do anything.
Yes, ma'am.
They have disadvantage on their saving throws against the effect. Yeah, so
Oh.
wisdom save.
All right, I rolled a 2 and a 10. So he, what is it? Just turns him and runs away. He's like kind of like doing this whole like confident stare down thing. And then you activate the thing,
Holding there,
and
so you
all
have
of a
to
sudden
hold
he
it.
just goes yeah, and he just like freaks out from the power of the pendant. Like you see his animalistic form, like, and he pulls away, and your claw inside of his thing yanks out through his nose, and he runs back, and then he slips off on his
his shoes untied.
on his shoes.
Yeah.
Runs away into the castle.
You say, yeah, you better run.
Next, I'm gonna take your lunch money.
He just runs over. Do you want my lunch? And then he goes up.
Nice. Cool. Let's if Irina's not here, then maybe if she is in the woods. Does anyone remember if the stone that took you to the bride, did it take you to a specific place or did it take you to her herself? in the
Didn't it
magical.
take you to um
Did it take you to where she was in Valaki?
I think that it took you like to, was it Valaki where the abbot was?
Kresk.
Kresk, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I think it took you to Kresk.
Right, right. Okay, let's go maybe find Stanimir again. I talked to him last night and before I went in and got kidnapped by the wolves, and maybe he can help us find them in the forest if that's where she is.
Yeah, I think that that is not a bad idea.
And I think he has a camp set up too, so maybe we take a short rest before we look for her.
Okay. So, you guys begin to walk out of Castle Ravenloft. Um, you turn your back on this horrifying monument and you open up the doors. You go through the courtyard. You see the hilt of the sword of the ruined Sunblade and sliver of Murado in the courtyard there. Do any of you do anything at all? Like, do you take it or do you leave it?
Sorry, what is it?
The hilt of the sword.
Like
Oh,
the
As
sliver
we're
of
walking by it, I'm just watching
hilt
Wystera.
is still there. Yeah, Wystera shudders and turns away. She's not touching it.
yeah, no, I don't touch it either.
Okay. Then you all walk away. You walk over the rickety old drawbridge, watching your step. For some reason, when
Actually,
you leave,
Wystera then stops and looks at Kari and says, "Do you think there's any chance that you could get the Sunblade back with that hilt?"
I go grab my Kari dice. Ooh.
Like Kari dice.
Well, I have gemstone. Why have gemstone dice? You aren't
And
going
not
to.
use them.
Kari thinks for a moment, and she's like, "I'm not an armsmith. Um, I mean, you can probably use a hilt to make any sword. To get that sword, I don't know what you'd need. I mean, probably would need a miracle or something, but I don't know.
Do you want me to go get it?
I'll get it." And she's gonna walk on over and she grabs the hilt.
Does anything happen?
No, nothing happens.
Okay.
She
All
just
right.
takes it. As you all go past, for some reason, there's like green slime that drops down right next to you through the as you're passing by the gate and tries to like impede your travels. Uh, the one weirdest thing in all of this entire castle for me. So just like
Random.
green slime lands right next to you.
Ugh.
It's like, slime, we can't leave. Anyway, you guys are welcome to the drawbridge is down and you are able to walk past. As you do, you see sitting on a rock, um, you see Ratka and Gertrudia, and you see coming right, you don't travel too far. You see walking up towards you all. You see an old, balding, white-haired man in very lavish or kind of like nice traveling robes, and a dog next to him on a leash. Um, or not a leash. You just see him walking up. You see a dog coming, well, walking, but then the dog begins to run towards Eren in particular as you begin to see Rufus coming up.
Oh. Just hold our arms like this and wait for him.
Yeah, Rufus is coming like a heavy tongue just like licking up your face, his jowls kind of like running over your face.
So-
Um, Stanimir begins to walk up and he sees all of you and he smiles and he looks at his son and he walks on over to Ratka and there's a lot of shame in Ratka at this moment. Um, Stanimir walks over to you, Squally, and he says, "Well, I can see that you are all right, and seems you've brought a bright day to us."
We're not entirely finished though. I know I'm so sorry I couldn't meet you last night, but I was attacked in the town by the werewolves and taken to Strahd. And asked to officiate his wedding, which was strange. But in the process I've lost Irina and Ishmak, and I need to find them, and someone in the castle seems to think that they ran into the forest. And have you seen them anywhere?
I myself have been occupied with this one, keeping them safe. I wanted to make sure that I returned well, making sure that everyone was all right. He looks at his son. Um, and he says, "I'm more than happy to help look. I will let you know that we are probably going to be leaving very soon, um, for a matter of safety.
Where?
Who knows? Somewhere outside of the mist. Our people have been blessed with many things, and that is one of the things we are blessed with, traveling out. Um, excuse me." And he goes over to Ratka and holds his hands, and Ratka's kind of crying. He's crying a lot at this moment. He says, I'm sorry, Father. I'm sorry. Just do not be sorry. Be thankful. Be thankful that heroes came here today.
Can some of us go with you out of here?
Would you wish to travel with all of us?
I think I think some of us might.
Well, if some of you would want to, you're welcome to. I can tell you now that some of our people may not be as happy or as thankful for you having to have relieved this land of the curse. I I personally, I don't know myself, but I can assure you that if you were to come, you would be in my care.
Where will you be before you go? Where is your camp?
Well, we will probably be meeting outside of Valaki. Apparently, heard a lot of screams there as the sun was arising. So, try to
Okay,
make sure our people are all right.
thank you.
You're welcome. If you do wish to come, be happy to have you. Extends a hand to hold yours. Looks at all of you. He looks at you, Squally, and he says, "Thank you. I know you are all probably angry, but I want you to know that this means a great deal to me, and I thank you." He looks at Oh, sorry.
Sorry, will you help us find the siblings?
Of course. Of course. Looks at you, Eren, and says, I hope you can handle that one. They're rather tricky. He's a real handful.
He's the best boy.
He certainly is. Um, so, you guys are gonna all begin to kind of look through the woods to find Irina. I'm gonna roll. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna roll uh 3d12s here. And I'm going to let's do this. 3d12s for the order of a few things. We'll see which ones happen first. Okay. So, starting first, you all begin to make your way to Barovia with Stanimir, Ratka, Rufus now in tow, and you see he's got a new charm around his neck. Uh, uh, Eren, along with a collar. It's very beautiful. Very beautiful. You all make your way to Barovia. You see here, you're looking at the people, and there is a silent and yet like you walk through the village and it's kind of funny. You see mass groups of people walking through here. You see coming through. Man, it's been a while. I'm gonna have to pull it up. You guys see going past Bildrath's mercantile. You see Bildrath coming through, putting up a banner in his very wizened body saying the sunshine sale is up. You see it's written up there, and he's got his big old bodyguard Periwimple who's helping. Hey, Periwimple, come on, hurry, hurry, everyone, gather around. We need to get water cantinas. The sun is out. You're going to be dehydrated. Hurry, get it out before you die. Get it before you die. Just like yelling out to everyone. See Periwimple just like chugging water as kind of a sales, but you can see there's nothing in it. He's just sucking on a bottle. You see, what was her name? What was her name? Oh, so long ago. So long ago. Here. Yeah. Oldwina. You find her, the woman who I believe had led the revolution before with everyone.
Huh.
The one, or not the revolution, but it was like kind of leading the mob, and Oldwina is
Oh.
standing up and sees the sun. And Barovians, like in the village of Barovia, they're shocked. They're shook as they look here. And she's got tears welling up in her eyes. Some of them wander aimlessly. Some of them have no reaction whatsoever, but she has tears in her eyes. And she sees all of you coming through the streets. And she stops for a moment. And there's a nod of reflection to all of you. As this is happening, you see running up. Oh, friends. Oh my goodness. I can't believe it. I just can't believe it. And you see Ismark
Huh.
running
Yay.
down the street. I'm. I can't believe it. You're all back. Squally, he runs over to you. Are you all right? I didn't see what happened to you after. Are you okay?
I'm fine now. Where's Irina?
Who?
Is this not Ishmark, the brother?
This is Mark. Yeah.
Your sister.
Squally, I don't have a sister. Are you
Well,
okay? Are you okay? He's gonna be looking you over just to make sure. Friends.
your
Uh,
sister, the one that you told us and swore to us to protect, and the one who was taken the night I was taken by the wolves. Were you not taken with her?
I had fled into the woods on my own. I was lucky to have survived. I don't know why I feel so ashamed I had left the village, but I needed to regroup. I need to
Insight check.
insight check. Go ahead and make an
Yeah.
insight check.
Aha.
What the heck is happening here?
Natural 20
Yeah, baby.
for a total of 21.
Okay, nice. He's not lying. He doesn't know who Irina is.
I
What
like
the
I
fuck?
pull on Squally's like coat a little bit and I just go, he's not lying. He really has no idea.
And you look, and it doesn't even look like that name even registers as a familiar name.
Hmm. Hmm. I don't understand this.
What did we do to the timeline?
It was our our whole thing was to protect her, and you asked us to, and that's why you were going to leave, and that's why, like, and I go through like the whole story.
Going to leave. Going to leave.
You were going to leave your post to find her, and I convinced you not to, that I would go to check on her and let you know how she is. This has been.
Oh no, I left my post because I needed to find like aid. I needed to get aid from the other villages, the other towns. I needed to travel across the valley. It was dangerous, and I didn't want to risk anybody else's life. Are you all right?
Had a sister. She was taken by Strahd, and Squally just can't get over, like, Squally's just
I'm
keep
trying to
telling
like
him
pull on Squally's coat.
about his
Squally,
sister.
Wally, why are your feathers are changing like rapidly here? What's going on?
Why are my
You're
feathers changing? No.
just feeling the emotional of this. You just begin to find like your feathers. You're like confused in this state.
I'm still trying to like yank on Squally and be like, Squally, he really doesn't know.
What was Irina's last name on the tomb?
Juliana.
Gotta.
And his last name is Kuliana. What is his last name?
Juliana.
Ah, I don't like this.
Vistra, Vistra turns to Squally and says, perhaps she never existed.
I will
Squally needs to
Squally.
do some sort of check. Squally's panicking. What can he think of? Is there magic?
Um,
Already.
Squally, I will allow you. I can allow you to make a check.
Is he
I will remind.
sorry.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. If he.
No, you go.
Okay. I will remind you. There was a circumstance in which you had committed a very, very powerful monologue on the day of the wedding. Um, and I will say,
No.
there's a lot of things that you can do in this whole experience. You have an automatic success that is available to you.
Uh-huh.
So I can have you to roll a check on this if you want, or if you want to understand the truth of what is happening and you want to spend that. I want you to just remind you that you have it, and I want you to know that you can use it if you wish.
This would be something that I would like to use that on, because what the fuck? So yes, I want to know. Squally's confused. Kylah's confused.
Squally, you reach out in that moment to understand all of this. The confusion of this day has been too much. You look up in the sky, just thinking, like, what is it? What is... And there's something about... You speak Auroran. You speak the language of the wind and of the clouds and the air. And you look at the clouds, and there's a heaviness to them. There's an overcast. So there is sun, but it's not breaking through fully. And there's a sensation over your body, Squally, and there's this realization and this run through, and you start to go through a horrifying understanding for yourself. Something truly unsettles you. You look at the urn and you think, Strahd is dead. And in his death and his scattering, his burning away, he's gone, but there's something that he was aiming for before. And you remember Tatiana, and you remember the circumstances, and you think back to what you have all gone through, and a horrifying realization comes that this is not it's not the only time this has maybe happened. And you look at how much you had fought against Strahd in that moment, and how proud the success was, but you start to shift in your understanding that you haven't slain Strahd forever. You are slayers of Strahd. Truly, you are. And that is a notable thing for any adventurers to carry with them. But you get a feeling that you're not the only ones, and you're having a sense and a feeling that this kind of experience, what has happened here, what happened had happened. Like, Ismark let you know that he traveled, and so he did travel. You've all done the thing. Everything is still real. Nothing is not fake. That's true. But there's a part of you that realizes Irina is trapped here. Her soul is trapped here. And Strahd's soul is trapped here. The souls of Sergei, Isaac, everyone tied into this. There's some nightmarish situation, and something dawns on you. You go back to the temple, and you think there is something there. You remember the temple you saw where Tristan was at this like statue trying to understand the power of Strahd, where Tristan was like trapped in this moment, and you think about him taking that on, and you think about how Strahd had those the four different forms, and you're like, it's coming together. You're feeling as if Strahd is going to reincarnate and come back, and that this is all temporary and it's not fully done and fully ending. And you kind of have that moment that Irina is tied to Strahd in this way that is some messed up amalgamation, this whole creation. They are tied, one and the same. She's not dead, but she isn't here. She's spirited away, same as Strahd. He's spirited away somewhere. And when they return, you feel like this could all be happening again.
When the sword was destroyed and turned into the sword of the Blade of Murado, I felt like Sergei's soul actually disappeared, right?
Yes.
So Sergei is gone, but Irina
Yes.
and Strahd are still here.
Yes, and that hits you hard because you realize not only will they probably come back, but there is a huge emptiness of defense that can protect her. Like the sword, like Sergei's soul is snuffed out.
Gotta open that urn.
You're gonna open that urn?
We gotta open that urn. Sly. Sly, we have to open that urn. And I kind of like briefly like say like we're not done. They're not gone. And I just kind of ramble, but I'm like, we gotta open this urn.
Hey,
Does anyone have
okay.
anything?
I can try to open it again.
Thing.
We need to smash it or something. Something it needs to be.
That's what I wanted to do.
I understand. Let's do it. Let's freaking smash it.
Try
Do
just
it.
opening it.
Are you all sure that Squally is okay? Is Mark's looking and just seeing this?
Best as I've ever been. I just understood something. Break the urn.
Should we
I've been
perhaps
down to break
have
the urn the whole time. Break it.
should we perhaps have a blanket or a tarp underneath it? Just
See, immediately Bildrath
Says-
comes over and says, "Blanket, 10 gold pieces."
here,
Gold pieces.
So I'm first gonna try to just open
Takes it and runs
normally.
off.
place a
Outside.
blanket underneath.
Just actually open it, not smash it. 19.
19. Not enough.
It's not enough.
Not enough on a 19.
Okay, Side
Just
takes
smash it.
blanket. He takes the urn, puts it in, and then like wraps it around so it's like all bundled up, and then just takes it and just.
What are you? You're gonna hit in the mud?
Oh, we're in the mud.
Yeah, you're in the
floor.
you're in the village of Barovia.
Gee, this
is
would have been a lot easier, Squally, if we were surrounded by concrete. Now I'm a castle. So he takes it and he's like, Eren Hammer. Eren Hammer.
Eren.
Does that break it?
Did he roll? Did he roll an attack?
Oh, I was
No.
waiting for my DM to tell me what to do.
I couldn't see him.
Oh,
This
I'm
is
looking at
still
my
a
own
guy.
phone.
You gotta tell me how to 25.
You roll a 25?
To hit, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Boom. You hear a Squall, you hear a yeah, you're shaking. Squall, you hear like whispers. Some kind of other speak. Let me just see something. I just need to know. Okay, and with that, you do hear a as something opens. Like as if air is creaking in from a split. You hear this dark sound, Squally, of a oh. Like you just hear like an open gasp. But the blanket covers everything.
Open up the blanket so we can see what's going on.
and open it so not to spill any. If there's any ashes.
You
so.
see that the lid is still on, but the hit kind of like bent a corner of it so that there's air able to go through, and it's creating like this dark whistling sound as it comes through. You see that there's a little bit of ash, just a little bit that's out, just a tiny bit.
I want to try to open it all the way.
the lock is still on, so it's kind of like the arcane lock on this is like still holding. But there is a
Crack.
hole.
Should I try to hit it again?
Does anyone have anything that could open it with magic?
Other than firebolt.
I was busy bringing someone back from the dead, so I'm kind of spent.
Fair. Um,
I can hit it again.
should we hit it with something else?
Like what?
Like a
Yeah.
firebolt?
Ooh.
Like Wystera just suggested? I'm gonna try to hit it with firebolt.
Okay. I won't even make you roll for this. You will shoot a firebolt at this thing, and it will just kind of hit the side of the lead, and it will like it will just disperse, and you'll see the writing around it kind of like coax around, kind of a light, and then diminish in the light.
Like eagerly standing there, like
It didn't open though.
No.
Whack it.
I saw that one. I saw that.
23.
23. Okay. You hit. The dent kind of moves a little bit more, so there's a little bit more of a hole, but this thing is hard metal. Squally, go ahead. Actually, you know what? Sly, I want you to make a survival check again.
Survival check.
Survival check. Going off of what you had done before.
6.
You think that all it would take, it's not like there's already an opening in the hole for this thing. Like it's already open. You just need to pour the ashes out. It'll take some time, but you can do it.
Kid inside's probably gonna start pouring out the ashes just onto the blanket.
Okay. You guys see Sly grab the urn. He's going to take it and start pouring out the ashes.
Is it working at all?
Yeah, as he moves it, it's like a little bit, it's like a shaker kind of thing. So he gets a little bit out, and
Salt
then
shaker?
more begins to kind of come out.
I go to what's his face, the shop dealer.
Sure. You go over to Vildrath over there. Hello! Hi! Hey!
Do you have a spell, like a dispel magic scroll that I could purchase from you?
Spell magic scroll? I've got many scrolls, of course. Yes. Oh, sunny day to you. Would you also like a little bit of our own personal sun ointment to keep you all safe from the burning hot rays coming down on us right now?
Just dispel magic, please.
All right, we're all gonna burn alive one day, and he's gonna go right on inside. He'll find a scroll. He says, "All right, that's 300 gold pieces, please."
Can I take it for 200?
No.
Yeah, you don't work on a barter system here?
Just asking that you just asked if you could take it for 200. That's not bartering. That's you just like trying to swindle me. Periwimple, this bird is trying to swindle me.
250.
Boom, boom, boom.
So Vistra walks up and says, "So we just risked our lives to create a whole new sense of prosperity and freedom in this land. Do you suppose there might be a slight discount for doing all this work?"
Oh, so you're all the people. Go ahead and make a persuasion check. Go make a persuasion check. Yeah.
16.
He goes, "Oh, so you're all the people that are responsible for the sun coming down and beating down on us.
Yes.
Wonderful. That'll be 350 gold pieces, please." It looks like this sun already burned your arm off. That's horrifying.
I don't think you are understanding what I'm saying. You're free now.
Free? I was always free. I
No,
was
you
free to
weren't.
sell my wares at any time. Of course.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
250.
250? No.
May I keep your original price at 300 and pay you?
Hmm. Why do you want to go down so much? What do you got to hide? Hmm?
Look, I just need the scroll.
No, really, you didn't need it so much before when you were really trying to go me down to 200. I don't know what to say. Hmm.
Mainly because I thought you worked on a barter system. And I
Again, that's not bothering. That's just you trying to take my money away.
No, no. We just don't have a lot.
I'll tell you what. I'll take 305 gold pieces because I'm going to give you a special discount on a very important piece of item that can protect you from sun's rays so that you won't burn that beak of yours. How's that sound?
Great.
Would you like me to read the scroll for you?
What language is it in?
This is funny, Vistra. You look at the scroll and there is nothing on it again. Again, like the scrolls like you had before, there is nothing on these scrolls.
Yes.
Assuming only magic users can read it.
Oh, yes, we want him to read it.
Yes, we want you to read it.
What? Oh, he's gonna come on over and he's gonna read this scroll.
So I was gonna stop
I
jumping.
would like him to read it on the urn to dispel the magic that's keeping it closed.
Okay, 1 second here. There we go. We're gonna roll this one. All right. Oh, you know what? No, we'll use our red dice. These are fun. Yay, fun red dice. Okay, so he's gonna dispel the magic. Let me just see here. Okay. Okay. You see as he opens up the scroll, he goes, "All right." He just begins to like speak. The green light begins to come through. It flashes into his eyes. He looks and stares right towards all of you. And then he's like reading as the scroll begins to like highlight and the green goes right into it. And like it fits perfectly with the writings on the sides and it begins to like turn like a dial on a safe and it just like turns around and around and around until it the sound is done and you see the opening come off. Uh, and then the next thing you notice is Bildrath's voice being like, "Thank you all so very much. Thank you all for purchasing and being a part of Bildrath's Mercantile. Be sure to stay." And he's like freaking out of the sun. You can see Bildrath is now all of a sudden at one point he was next to you, and now he's at the top of his own mercantile store. Periwinkle! We're going to need the ladder now, please. We sold the ladder. Why do we do that? Because someone wanted it to cover their house with sun protection. Ah, I see. Well, okay. So all of you, you can see the parchment is down on the ground. He's like, all of you there. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so what you want to do is you want to take the corners, you want to fold it around a little bit. You just want to fold it, over, and he kind of like tells you and gives you the instructions of like shaping and folding the parchment.
I'll start trying to do it.
Sounds good. You are trying your best with one hand, like trying to fold over each of these little things. at the end of it, and then he's like, and once you're done, there you go, that corner. Okay, it's very difficult when. All right, that's fine. Great. Okay, and at a moment you make this kind of like weird like V-shaped kind of thing that's layered. And he's like, okay, now what you do is you put that on your head.
Now what?
Now you are well protected from the sun. You're welcome. Okay,
Thank you.
down now.
We dump the
All right.
contents of the urn.
The lid is off of the urn now. And you dump the whole thing out onto this blanket. Squally, I'm going to have you make a religion check right now.
Religion. That will be an 18.
You dump the contents of the urn. As it is dumped, you feel the lead case urn begin to get brittle in your hand. And you notice it looks like it could crumble away with a light breath of wind. All you have to do is just blow, and it will fly away.
I do that.
As you blow, the urn goes out like paper, flying out and casting away out into the valley itself. And as that wind carries over from you, it also picks up the ash. And the ash begins to fly off of the blanket and begins to soar out and going out throughout somewhere into the valley. It's tossed out, it's swirling, and it's out and it's gone. On an 18 Squally, there's a moment when you see the ash flying out and you see an image kind of like up through the clouds. It's like an image of a woman. And it's gone for an instant. But then you see it again and it changes. And it changes and it changes and it changes. And Squally, something happens in this moment when you just realize as you all released that urn. One, a bit of power was just unlocked and cast away and cast aside. And you've now sent off these ashes of Tatiana, maybe, whoever it was, are now off in the distance. And while they are in this valley, there is something that has changed. Tatiana's essence is no longer going to be that just solely of the victim in which the vampire pines for. It is not going to be an individual that is just simply lying in wait in a home and is going to be asking for adventurers to come through. You feel as if Irina is going to take on new forms as well throughout this. And she is no longer going to, it's no longer just going to be Strahd. It feels like something has been unleashed and you don't know what it is. But it's eager to find out as well.
But there's still clouds.
Still clouds. Evil is not fully purged, but there is a parting somewhere deeper, more than just in the clouds. Something else has parted. Something's released, and yeah, feels good in a way.
Okay, I'll let the group know that I think something has happened. I don't think we're totally done with Eh's soul yet, but I think maybe Irina is somewhat free to do what she wishes.
A good thing.
Hmm?
That's a good thing. Maybe we didn't.
It's irking me that the clouds are still here and that it feels like he can reincarnate still. I don't feel like his presence is necessarily gone. And I don't understand how to stop it or where it is.
As you're all in this moment here, Ismark says to all of you, you are all incredible, amazing people. All of you, creatures from I don't know where, but you have all done something truly great. I don't know what this was, and I don't know who this woman is you're talking about, so that's interesting. But you all are incredible, and you should know this.
Well, that's very nice. I mean, we only ever wanted to help.
I think you've done that. I know you've done that. There's so many. As he says that, you guys see flying towards you all, there are wings coming in your direction.
Are they the ravens?
You see landing on the outskirts of Barovia. You see ravens standing, perched. Just perched. One of them kind of flies behind a building somewhere, and you see kind of walking, kind of with these kinds of herds of people walking through. You see Davian Martikov begin to walk through, holding his cane, limping but recovering, coming to all of you. Ismark says, I'd better make sure everyone's all right. I don't know where they're all going, but thank you.
I definitely run to them immediately.
One thing you guys notice here with Stanimir and Ratka kind of being here, Gertrudia is run off at a certain point. She ran off to go find her mother. You see uh, Davian kind of walks up towards all of you. And Squall, you are the first to meet up. Hello.
What happened to you? How are you all here? Like where is everyone and the kids? I tried to help them with the ravens.
It's all right, Squally. It's all right. They told us everything. Landa especially had a good memory for that, so they told us exactly what had happened. Um, Apparently there was a man who came into the tower and had told them that you were all not to be trusted and you had killed someone.
Ooh,
They didn't give a full description, but it was a man and older. I believe he was elvish in nature. He had a cane and he was carrying a leg with him. I don't know why they trusted the person carrying around a leg, but that is what they did. So the children were
Esmeralda's.
told.
Anyways,
Yeah.
was Rictavio Elvin?
Octavio was I believe his presentation was Elvin,
Hmm.
uh, younger man that he presented as.
Hmm. Well, I'm not sure who that could be.
Could you
I
tell if
know
the
whose
leg
leg that
was,
must have been, but I don't know who that would have been.
can you describe the leg?
They said it was made of metal.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Esmeralda's for sure.
Yes. You seem to have familiarity with that leg. Interesting.
Yes.
Either way, they're safe. The kids are fine.
They are now. We're going to be all right. Well, the home is torn apart, and we need to make sure we can find somewhere safe. But we have some allies out in the mist that we can travel safely with.
So
I, yes,
you're leaving as well?
for a time. After what has occurred, we don't know what other spies could know of our location. We were compromised. We were attacked by that Aragol and his people. They came, snuck into our home, took us, and then brought us to the castle as prisoners. And Elvir had given them our location, as I said would happen.
And would you be able to take some of us with you when you leave this place?
There are only certain circumstances where we could accept anyone to come with us. We're not going to be leaving this place. We're going deeper into the mists beyond.
Uh,
And there are only a few people that can travel. And he gestures his cane to the symbol of Ravenkind around Squally's neck. This is a key, a passing key of sorts. At least that's the primitive name for it.
I see.
Squally is mortified to hear that Elevir did tell him, or that they found Elevir. Uh, and starts to kind of panic and say, where is everyone else? Or he's kind of looking maybe to Eren a little bit too, or Sly, just saying what happened.
They're fine. They're all right. They're all over there. And he gestures to all the ravens. They just want to come say goodbye to all of you.
I kind of run over to them to also say goodbye.
You see the little birds come and nuzzle into your feathers, Squally. They all kind of flap towards you and nuzzle towards you.
I nuzzle back.
Yeah. You do a nuzzle check, please.
Yeah.
You want to check for nuzzling?
No, I don't. I really
It
don't.
seems like a good way to end the campaign.
Not at all. I don't think that's
Natural
no. I
one
don't think
nuzzle
that's
check.
goodness gracious. Um, Davian says to you all, I want you all to know this with the relaxation. You guys can see also on the wall side, like out far beyond the mist swirling in the outskirts. He says, all of you, you will be free to leave this place. You won't have to just travel with us. You can travel wherever it is you want to go. I I want you all to know that if you wish to travel with us, we have a job to do. A job to keep this land safe. The shadow does not end here. The mists, the lands of dread are vast, and they are terrifying. This is only one place. We span out as far as we can to understand it, but we still have work to do. You've all proven yourself to be quite capable of fighting a true Dark Lord of the Mists, but there are others. And I know from experience this one will be back. In time. But I don't want any of you to think you have to stay. You don't. If you want to stay, I'm certain that many people could benefit from what you all have. But it is your choice. You are all very, he looks at you, Sly, and goes, you are all very scarred from your experiences here. Looks at Wystera, Eren, Squally, and Kari, all of you. I want you to know if you do end up wanting to travel with us to help, we will contact you. Go back to the tower that you had been to. But I want you to know that this, tapping once again to your symbol, Squally, these are the only way that you can travel through. Yours is a much larger assortment than mine. He pulls out a smaller symbol of Ravenkind. It's tiny. It's like it's not magical by any means, but it is a key. Perhaps it tucks it under his cloak. Let's go. For now. Farewell. Or maybe we'll be seeing you very soon. As he's walking, he says, and thank you again for saving our lives. Not just the lives of my family. Sometimes it's hard to hear a thank you, and sometimes you won't accept it, but I hope you will. And thank you for releasing my son. Thank you for doing as I asked. And he goes behind, turns into a raven, and his family flies off.
You just send a little whisper that says, birds of a feathers flock together. That's not how I said it. I said it properly.
I think they heard it the way they're flying. It's like, well, I didn't say that right. Didn't say that right. It's so uncool. We're gonna judge Squally at the next meeting, right? At the next like birds meeting, like they said it
Perfectly.
Where do you you know, I think what we're gonna do here is we're gonna take a quick break. There's one final thing that's gonna be coming up here, but I want to take this moment to let you all kind of think about what it is that you want to do. And we'll come back in just a couple minutes, but yeah, we'll talk a little bit about that just ourselves, and see you guys in just a moment to wrap this all up. So see you in just a couple seconds, I guess. Alrighty. Here we are. So, I said we had one more thing to focus on before kind of passing it off to everyone else, and here it is. You're all kind of in Barovia in this moment. You kind of go on to the outskirts just to kind of be by yourselves for a quick second. There's a moment of conversation that's kind of coming through, and Kari just takes a moment and she says, Guys, I think that I'm gonna be staying here. Um, I don't know for how long, but I think that Tristan and I are going to stay together. Just in Kresk. I think he needs a little bit of he's having a lot of crises, but crisis of faith is a big one, and I kind of want to see him to see how he's handling all of this, if he knows what any of this even means. I just want to make sure he's okay, and I don't know, I think we can do some good here.
Understood.
I understand.
I think I'm going to go and be here with the ravens. I think there's certainly more to be done, and I think I found my calling with them, quite literally.
My cawing?
You sure, Squally?
I've never been more sure than anything in my life.
Aaron, what about you?
I have to go back to my people. That's what the whole point of this was. I needed to learn so that I could be the leader and the protector that they need. And I think this experience and everything I've learned from everyone along the way, mostly you guys, is gonna help me do that.
And I think you're going to be a great leader.
I'm
I
still
certainly
not too
learned a
sure,
lot.
but I'm gonna do my best.
Well, I learned a lot from you.
Me too.
You know, I learned not to stick my hand inside of a giant cabin when there's like a gemstone inside of it. I learned that from you, so you're leading me to preserve
There, I
both
taught
my
myself
arms.
that lesson too, just in future, especially now that these are at a premium.
Yeah, it's true. They're down 20% apparently.
20%.
20%.
Yeah.
Um,
You guys are always welcome to come visit me, and I will try to hopefully visit you guys if I know where you're at, but I got responsibilities and stuff now.
yeah. Yeah. I'd like that. I mean, you guys are welcome to come to Tamil. I mean, it's really far in the desert, and you're gonna have to travel a lot of places, and most of it's not great. But if you
If you
happen
travel
to,
this place, then it's not great.
that's true. We have sandworms. That's the difference. There's sandworms and that stuff. But there's a bronze dragon who's pretty fucking cool. So
I do like a good dragon.
yeah. We never we never ran into a dragon at all, did we? Like really?
Thank God.
Like
Dragons
vampires.
everywhere.
Vampires are enough. Uh,
We get stuck with vampires instead of dragons.
I feel like it's like on that level of like you have to choose between dragons or vampires. You can't. It's like you get like the vampire crypts and ghosts and stuff, but you start attacking dragons and on that, and it's a mess. And I don't need to be here for that.
Hard for the storyline.
Yeah.
Where will you go, Sly?
I don't know.
Are you joining the werewolves?
Well, I don't think I'm obligated to anymore, seeing as they're dead.
There's still more out there.
I think I kind of dodged the bullet on that, but after I couldn't, I've harmed enough innocent people in my life already. I think however much time I have left here, which if the past however long this journey has taken us has proven that that can change at any moment. I think I want to spend that time protecting people and finding any more of these creatures that we've faced and putting them to rest, as well as finding a way to make people look as great as they can in affordable yet functional wares that are artisan made. So, who knows? Maybe I'll go from town to town in little. I'll follow the market scene, maybe, or maybe I'll just keep wandering. But at the moment, I'm looking forward to enjoying this peace that I have.
You could join us to start and see where it takes you. If you want.
Maybe.
Kari gives a little nudge to you, Wystera. Just kind of looking at you for a moment.
Stra's had her eyes down this entire time. But she gives a slight smile to Kari and says, I have been angry for a long time, and I have been running for a long time, and I need to stop being both. I don't want to fight anymore. So I am going to meet the Vistani outside of Valaki and return and hopefully find a place to sit.
You could come back to my village. I mean, it's all halflings, and I think no one's ever seen a tiefling, but I'm sure they'd be okay with it.
That is very gracious. I would love to do that. If I can help in any way, I will do so.
Yeah, we live a pretty simple life.
That sounds good.
And if they like have any issues with tieflings, you guys can like walk together and you can say we both gave each other a hand, like holding hands and like going in and then be very sweet and
Not
all
with the
that.
hand jokes. It's
I'm
offensive.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Sure,
It's
you
just
sure are armed with some funny one-liners.
why
Armed,
is it
really?
why is it of all of the things that we would went through, that's the thing I feel the most bad about is saying that.
Thank you, Aaron. I would love that very much.
Yeah. You don't have to stay there forever, but you can do whatever you want.
Feel
Thank you.
Rufus kind of bat under your hand, um, Vistra.
Yeah, and Rufus is coming with us too.
Excellent.
He's the town's new dog.
Is that an official title?
He's gonna be bigger than most of us, but I kind of like that.
It's your mighty steed.
Ride him like a horse into
Your
battle.
mighty steed.
He is my mighty steed.
When you say that, I think about, I wonder where Bill Draft the horse went. I start looking for my horse.
You can go on looking
And
if
then
you
I
want
look
to.
up to the sky, and
Later.
one tear falls while I think about Ben the duck.
Truly the greatest of all of us. You know, I always was thinking about why we never like had like a name.
Huh.
Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's the kind of thing of like we would do that. We would just be like tied up forever in some kind of thing. It's like, oh, are we doing this for like whatever reason we have it? Like my brothers and I went on their mission trips and stuff, and they were saying it, and I love Midnight. Don't get me wrong, but like when you're like tied to that title or something, it's like you kind of do things for like the name of that. You do it in the name of your name. And I gotta say, it was pretty great going around here, being in this crazy, fucked up, awful place, and being able to endure and survive it all with all of you. Because I knew that it wasn't about a name for us, it was about what we were doing and what we were doing it for. And so I love you all very much.
I mean, you guys all know that I love you.
Love you all too. We all turn to Sly and give him the eyes.
Gives a nod and then gives a big thumbs up.
Vistra's having a tough time looking at everybody, but she says thank you. Me too.
Kari says thank you to you. And she's going to go back into her bag and she will grab that book of spells that she was teaching you before. And she says, I'm not a teacher, so I didn't know how to word this to you. And it's still in Dwarvish, so but I'm sure the Vistani knows some dwarves out there, or heck, maybe Eren knows some like hill dwarves or something, and you can like, figure this out.
Maybe you can teach some of my people magic.
You can teach magic. There you go. Just don't teach them about, that the magic that we experienced, because this was fucked up magic.
Let's start with like really simple stuff,
Yeah.
not crazy vampire god people.
Yeah. That's like at least like third weekend stuff,
Yeah.
like that's a weekend course. Miss you guys. I really am.
Sure, we'll see each other again.
I mean, you guys know where I'm gonna be. I will try to write letters.
What's the postal service in Barovia? Like straight up, I don't know. How do you get a message through
It
of
might
this
be
land?
different now that there's like there's a sun.
I can send a raven.
Post bat.
True.
Raven mail.
Raven Man is
Much
perfect.
better.
I can't do that. I can send Rufus mail.
You wouldn't want him being alone for that long.
Rufus
No,
gets up
we could do it.
onto your body, Eren, and just kind of like perches on your body.
I guess I'm your mighty steed now.
Oh, oh. He just licks your face. All of you share a quiet moment together of peace and tranquility. And when the moment passes, when you recover some from the shared experience you've all just endured, you're all welcome to get up. Those of you that will be going to the edge of the mist can choose which one you travel. Kari's going to Kresk. If you guys want to go out the way of Barovia, you guys can go there, but Kari's definitely going to want to spend as much time as she can with all of you.
Wystera reaches into her cloak and pulls out the poisoned bottle of wine that she was going to try to give to Strahd. And says, I will not need this, Kari, in case Strahd comes back. Perhaps you can use it, but make sure that it's well labeled until then. And I hand it to Kari.
She grabs it from the base. She looks and smiles and she says, if he comes back, I'll be waiting for him with open arms.
Awesome. I nod to Kari.
She nods back. She nods at all of you. At some point, you all find your way to the edge of the mists. Kari's in Kresk, speaking with Tristan, speaking with Anna about how they will be staying, and making arrangements to take hold in the abbey and to cleanse it and to work. Many tears are shared amongst Tristan and Kari as they have gone through a lot and lost a lot of friends. But Kari is aware that she's also gained some new ones. And Tristan is shaken. But he and Kari, before you all go, you guys see there's people standing at the edge, and Kresk is being defended, bolstered, and people are enjoying the sun. It's actually making the crops a lot better now here. The weird person, the person in the shadows, the chickens and everything is like, ah, yes.
Nice.
Everybody in the town is very thankful. And Anna, especially, she says to you all, thank you. I wish my husband would have been able to hold on. This is so bleak. And it's hard for so many. And I thank you all so much that you stayed here.
Thank you for allowing us to stay here.
You will always be welcome. Tristan and Kari walk out to the edge of Kresk, and for those of you that will be leaving through the mist, she's going to try something here. For the sakes of this, I'm going to roll this with advantage, and we will see just how well this goes. I'm going to be rolling Divine Intervention for the Mist. Kari and Tristan are aware that the mists of Barovia, they are dangerous, and we're all aware of that. They're pretty fucked up. But I'm going to roll Divine Intervention. So I'm rolling percentile dice. I need to get a 10 or less on this for it to work. Well, we shall see. First roll. That's a 64. And that's a 48. Tristan goes up to the edge of the mist, and they hold their hands out together in a moment of silent prayer and reflection. From their hands, red mist begins to fill into the actual mist itself, and they say a silent prayer as it skirts out just to the edges. They ask for safe passage, for strength, and for all to be basked in the glory of themselves, for that is where the divine lies truly. In one's self, in one's heart, and mind, and power. The mist fades back into themselves, and they hold it tight, and they hold each other in embrace and a hug, and they turn to all of you. They say farewell to all of you. So,
Big hugs.
Mm-hmm.
give you a big hug. Scratch on Rufus's head. Who's going through the mist?
I would like to go back to Esmeralda's tower where the ravens told me to wait and call. I don't know if that's through the mist or if it's just back.
No, it's just back.
So
You'll be going there.
I'll wait for everyone to leave before I go.
You'll get there by nightfall. Okay.
I just say, well, Rufus, time to go home, buddy.
Oh,
All right.
Oh.
Fister, you coming too? All right.
So I was gonna give Eren a little pat on the head.
No.
Proud of you, buddy.
Happy.
Tosses him up in the air and catches him and tosses him back up in the air. And so I look at the Squally and say, well, I think there's still more work to be done around this area, and I think I'll stick with you if you don't mind. He just holds out his hand as like a little shake it.
Sly, there's a moment as you're shaking Squally's hand that you see at the edge of the forest line, the tree line. There's a black-skinned man in ragged clothes watching. And you recognize him from this distance. It is Emil. The werewolf that you guys had known before, and he's watching you.
That's the guy we found in the dungeon, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Eren and Wystera, at this moment, you strut to the mist edge, and you look one last time back at everyone here, and step through. and you pass through, and the mist is heavy. It's a lot to breathe through, but the three of you, sorry, Ruth, walk in. And the next thing you know is that you're outside of the valley and you're on top of a hill, looking far out ahead of you. A long river. You can hear civilization again. It shudders. It's strange. And both of you notice you are still scarred. But Eren, your wound on your chest, it's not as pronounced as it was before. It's more like a burn, like a faded burn over time. You hear a voice in your ear, Eren. Mighty soul catcher, you are worthy. I want you to know it doesn't end here. I'll be with you. I'm sorry I ever left. But if you need help, again, to be a leader, I can be here for you. Be the best one you can be. But I'll let you know you're well on your way yourself. Donna D. Thistle Whistle, deep in your soul, tethered to yourself, anchoring, you feel a strong sense that things are going to go all right for you, Eren. And in your home, you feel a confidence going in that is something you did not have before, but truly a man who would tie a vampire spawn's shoelaces and untie them right at his face is a man who can go out to his halfling holes and share in bounties and truly know the way of what a leader is meant to do. Especially when responsible for the spiritual guidance of so many people and their ancestors and their ancestors. Sly, do you approach Emil at all?
No, I think I made it clear in our last visit my feelings toward the werewolves and if they harm anyone else. I was kind of like acknowledge him, like just stare at him from where I'm at with Squally, but I don't approach him.
You look at him and you see a man who has lost much. There's a moment where he does approach you, both you and Squally. And he says, "So, do you have any news from my wife? She went in the castle to see the death of the devil himself and to bring you into the fold." Where is she now?
So I looks at Squally and he looks back at Emil. Says, her and the rest of your pack fought valiantly, and they should be held in great esteem and high regard for the sacrifice they made to rid this land of that evil. and I will try my best to honor their legacy and the lives that we lost in that battle. But I cannot do it your way in bringing that curse and that hunger to innocent people.
You know,
While I hold great respect for you and the battle you fight, when last we spoke, I told you if there are any other citizens or innocent folk who are turned or put into a position where they will be forced to feed on anyone else, that I would hunt you and your pack down. And that promise still remains. But there has been enough bloodshed these past few days.
you know Kirill is far worse, and he will have them kill each other. He is the pack leader. You never met this person, but well, you guys had seen an image of him before, not an image, but standing atop a hill when you were with I believe Evan's character, the wizard that had
Oh my
taken.
gosh, that was
Yeah,
like 2 years ago.
yeah, I know, right? And then Squally had seen this person as well. Squally knows Kirill actually, because Kirill was the person that Squally had been brought to with the castle.
Mhm.
He's a big meanie.
You do not have to fight alongside with me. And I understand that you will stand by your vow to end me and my pack. I only wish to help my brothers and sisters in surviving. The sun is up, and we are not led by our curse now. They will have to find a way to live as mortals again. We have lived out here for so long. We do not know any other way. So you can meet us on the field sometime and put us down if you must. I am trying to teach them. I am trying to rise above what we were and what we currently are. You can meet me with a spear. Or if you see what I do, you can meet me with patience.
I hope one day, when we next meet on the battlefield, it will be as allies.
Mill turns, goes back into the woods.
Yeah. So I just kind of watches him leave. And then, yeah, once he's gone, just turns back to Squally. Doesn't say anything.
Squally, you are heading to the tower. Sly, where are you heading?
Coming with me.
Pretty sure I'm still going with Squally.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure, yeah, Squally's still trying to keep the land safe around here, correct?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So the two of you are going down to the tower.
Mhm.
You make your way there. Squally, you do the thing,
Mhm.
opening the and you wait in the top as night has fallen. Squad, you guys look out and you see that there is a new moon. No full strong one, it is just a dark sky. Moons will rise, come down. You do not know when Strahd will return. You do not know what evils will come and face or what you will be facing, but you will do it together. The first two to have fallen, but the last two to leave. We'll be making sure that you stay here.
Huh.
And as a raven flies over to the window and drops off a necklace for you, Sly, an
Ooh.
invitation has been made for another person to join the club.
I'm in the club.
And you see one other thing. Two larger birds, dire ravens, and they toss inside of the room two custom-made cloaks.
Ooh.
Very slim, very well cut, very, very, very attractive in terms of their make, but also their practicality as they shroud you, keeping you covered in the night, making sure no one can catch you.
That's sick.
Do you put them on?
Fashion.
Yeah. You get
Yeah.
bling and a cloak.
Ivy's over. And Squally, you notice something in yours. Your cloak was more kind of like a cape and a little hood with a silver trim outside. This one, the interior lining of it is silver. Like a silver scale that you can see all on the inside. This is a fashioned cloak of silver dragon scale inside. And we can get into what that means someday, but essentially what it means is that now your spell casting is concealed deeper. You won't have to simply present it all there. You keep it in, and when you want to release it, you will send it out. And you hear the voices around in the mist giving you guidance as to where to go, and you pull the cloaks over and you're fully hooded, your beak outstretched a little bit. Guys, you, Sly, pulling the hood up, and you hear a voice inside of you saying, "This is so sick, bro. Bro, this is sick. We're going to not just be in these mountains, we're going to go to other mountains."
Like has that glaze over look in his face, and he's like, "Play cool, play cool, play cool, play
This is
cool."
such a cool thing. I feel like we're like enveloped right now in a cave right now. We're in a cave.
Blow it.
I feel like I'm in a cave right now. This is so cool.
It's not.
One more day. Squally, the mists await. You may go out. Still failed on my divinity. It's not happening. It's not happening. But it's fine. It's fine. It's not about me. It's not about what I want. Kari and Tristan are going to go into that abbey. They're going to cleanse it. It's hard, but they're going to do it. They're going to be here a while. Not forever, but there's some healing to do there together. And they're happy to know that they can do it together. Not competing with each other, just being there together. Wystera, you and Eren are traveling to get to the holes, and you get to a trading post at one point. Similar to the one that you had all been before, but this one's a little different. It's a lot of like a horse carts moving past you. It's a little bit more hustle bustle kind of thing. You're walking around with a sling over your arm. It's been a few days, and you kind of begin to move through, and You pass by apothecaries, you pass by all these treacherous folk, these kind of back-dealing individuals, and there's a moment when you catch a look of yourself in the mirror. Beautiful silver mirror. Practically, a silver mirror, one with the backing, would be able to detect if one is a vampire. You look at it and you know this, but you see yourself. What is in your mind, Wystera, as you travel through here in this place? There is no Grixinoth contract. There is no Murado sliver in your heart. There is no individual beings pulling for your soul, vying for your affections, and vying for you to fight and serve in battle on their own accords and causes. There's just you. You look at you, and what do you see?
I think she is at first taken aback at the surface scars and wear and weariness. And so she recoils at that, but then she looks closer and sort of leans in and looks at her eyes and sees a lightness and an ease that she's never seen before. And it catches her by surprise, and her hand goes to her mouth, and she wells up a little bit and then stands up and feels like she's standing taller than she's ever stood. Gives a little wink to the mirror and continues walking.
You walk through the streets. In the end of this, I wanted to let you all know that the lives of everyone else in Barovia are changing in new and ways that are, interesting in their own rights. The Vistani are going to be moving out, some of them for fear of what will happen to their lives, as many people, because they align themselves with Strahd. That's kind of going to happen. They'll be traveling for a time. They will be making sure that their families are safe. Stanimir, Ratka, Danya. They will be healing as a family, knowing they were responsible for bringing you here, but knowing also that they can be better now. They're not tied to this world, this curse. It's not what defines them here. Ismark will reside over his village. Barovians will travel to Castle Ravenloft to wreck it, pillage it, tear it apart. But they may also find some of the horrors lying in wait. And Esker may very well find the secrets he's looking for. If he can tie his shoes up at some point, I don't know. Fiona Vochter is still in control of Valaki, but with the sun rising up, many people not only were scarred by this, but also immolated as they were vampire spawn wandering the streets and believing that the gifts were forever, and now there has been a sign that something else is breaking through. So power in Valaki is still up for grabs. And Burgermaster still lies in wait, as does a third member of the Burgermaster family, someone who was never sought out, but may be concocting his own plot for power. Certain ally not sought out by anybody. Look out over the lake where, Squally, you had found your voice. Down below there is a gem. The lake stirs and moves in its own ways, magical and mystical, with an understanding that it truly is alive and is full and can provide, but also can take away. It's locked in place, though, and maybe it will find a way to break out. There's a temple far in the mountains which will leave unspoken terrors unspoken. No one needs to go there for a time. It's not necessary. It's not important. And it's not the point of this. The story of Strahd is a very interesting one, and I will be honest, it is a story I was very much against. When this all began, had actually written off the idea of ever doing Strahd and ever doing a pre-written adventure altogether. This whole thing was actually coming off of, 3 years and 3 days before. I was very much thinking that this was not going to be a thing. I was maybe just doing homebrew stuff. I had done some research in Strahd, but nothing was really too deep. Nothing really. I remember one thing that really resonated with me very much about this whole experience. It was in the earliest days when we had started. There was a post made by somebody in this group about one of their characters in particular, and that was Wystera. David, when you had given me this gift to be able to run this for you and for Kylah, and to bring in people who I thought would be wonderful to be a part of this story as well, I was really honored to do that. And I only imagined what it could be, but I really didn't know it was going to be what this was, and this has been a true honor. And I want to close out this adventure with all of you with a really resonating word that I think means a lot from that same post that I remember reading. With the Barovians, some of them, I mentioned before, have souls, and some of them had this discoloration in their bodies, and some of them do not. Gertrudia and her mother are, her name is Mad Mary. She's the one who's crying all the time in town. They have souls, and they can pass through the mist without issue. Some of the other Barovians, however, who are soulless ones, when they attempt to go through the mist, they will vanish, as if consumed by it, or as if they are trapped in the mists forever. There are many who are trapped in the mists. There is a hag that is trapped in the mist who's lost her daughters. There's a Bellevue that lives there, a mongrel folk in the castle who is without a master, trapped into servitude and trapped in their own spaces. There is Esker, who's trapped trying to understand the truth of his own power. Everyone, there's even Baba Lysaga, who is, I don't know, maybe she's not trapped, maybe she's just doing her best life or whatever, but she too holds ground in this world. Many are trapped in this space, and some of them are people you also never even saw, because that's not what the adventure took us on. But when I think about what you look at, Wystera, in your mirror, when I think of Eren as you walk into your village upon your noble steed, with shocks and happiness and cheers, when I think of Kari being able to lead a sermon with her brother, well, her brother leading the sermon, but her standing with him to support and provide wine unpoisoned. That's tucked away somewhere else. And when I think of Squally and Sly working together in this tandem unit of secrecy and servitude and helping people and giving them expression of themselves as well as their clothes and everything and protecting them in the darkest of nights, I think back to the moments in which we were all in a dark place here. And now, unlike where we felt like the power was what held us together and what was made us interesting, it was everything that we've endured in this 3-year journey. And as it comes to a close, I think that we can all really say that we are now truly free. And that is where we lay the Curse of Strahd to rest for now.
You gotta do the thing. You gotta do the thing.
Sinking down here so you can actually see that I disappear. um, Thank you all so much for being a part of this.
Thank you.
Thank you, Liam.
Thanks, Liam.
This is awesome. Oh,
End of an
I'm
era.
stuck.
End of
Yeah.
an era, yeah.
End of an era.
I was picking up my purple dice and putting it in its purple bag for the last time, and I was getting a little emotional about it.
Yeah. Oh, man. Well, go on for this. This was amazing. This whole thing was great. I can't believe this is over. I really can't. This is amazing. Oh, truly thank you all so very much for being a part of this and watching this. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope if you have experienced Strahd before, this gave you a new perspective. If you haven't and had no interest before, like me, I hope this maybe changed your minds. And I hope you really enjoyed everything that was done here. The whole reason I wanted to do this, record all this and share it was because of the stories everybody here was telling. So I'll say thank you guys. I'll say thank you all to you guys over here. Ah. I love you guys very much. I'm talking to you guys now because I can actually see all you in the same spot. But yeah, you're all awesome. And I'm certain we'll be talking to you guys again later. Soon. What is it? We'll arrange something special, talking about all the things that maybe we missed, maybe didn't explore. And that's gonna be awesome too. It's gonna be just awesome. seeing you guys.
Questions. I made a list.
Yeah.
Ones I can answer, happily do. Yeah, but yeah.
For sure.
Thanks,
So
everybody, so much.
Yeah, thank you guys. That was too fun. Too cool.
Mhm. Yeah, that was
Thanks.
pretty great.
Pretty great. All right. Well, hey, take care, everybody. I'll see you all again sometime soon. Bye. Oh, wait. Last thing. Cut away. So, Squally and Wystera, no, Squally and Sly, you guys are going off on your thing. It's great. And, what is it? One day, what is it called? Before they leave, there is, oh shit, now I'm on the spot. Sly and Squally, you guys are like at a watering space, and the one thing you guys see cutting off, you're like, we're going off on our journeys, and the one thing we hear
I know where this is going. No, we hear nothing. We don't hear anything. Nothing. Oh, I'm out.
We walk down an alleyway and we hear
Yes.
The new god of this land.
Yes.
Just the Luna River. Just one.
laughter.
I'm leaving now.
Wow.
Perfect.
And that is where we end Curse
Yeah.
of Strahd. We are all truly free, and Ben is the best bud there ever was.
Mid-credit roll, Ben the Duck will return.
And he gets shawarma. Ben the duck gets shawarma. That just happened.
Good.
Love you guys. Bye.
Oh, I hate that that's what we finished with.